Bullshit.
Step right up, got tickets on sale. In today's episode, trains coming off the rails. Watch it all burn from the screen on your phone. But don't you worry about it, you're safe at home. Every talking head will tell you everything's fine. It's the blind leading the blind. Yeah, it's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through hoops. Y'all wish that I was lying, but you know that is the truth. Get your popcorn ready and pour you something strong. If the world's still spinning, the shit show goes on. Well, the world's strongest man just dropped the ball, and the tent's caving in from the weight of it all. Yeah, the lion's out the cage, puppets in a rage, and the ringleader's on parade. It's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through hoops. Y'all wish that I was lying, but you know that is the truth. Get your popcorn ready and pour you something strong. If the world's still spinning, the shit show goes on.
Come on! Witness the greatest show on earth! Ignore the flames!
It's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through hoops. Y'all wish that I was lying, but you know that is the truth. Get your popcorn ready and pour you something strong. If the world's still spinning, the shit show goes on.
Happy FriYay. Yeehaw, the end of the week. Yay. How we all doing? I see I'm not going in the air anytime soon. Well, hello, Boris. Jeez. I mean, I can't help but say hello when you talk to me like that. James wins the boobies this morning. Look at you. You got a boobie to play with today, James. Lucky you. And Mouse, well, she headed up right behind you just in case you dropped it. She'd pick it up for you. And Boris, he's over here just, making me feel better about myself. And Mr. AV, how are you, sir? And Miss Flatty, how are you, beautiful? Yeah, we just hanging. So I'm sure y'all have heard me been talking about my patient that I have here at home. He's healing. They did a double hernia surgery. Both sides. That was not what they were doing when they went in, when they started this little show, but that's what they ended up doing in the end. Which I guess is fine. At least, we won't have to do this again. Hey, Shenny. You're from Shelley's. I know you. How are you, beautiful? Let me give you a wrench. Yeah, so we are just trying to... He's actually doing pretty well. They gave him pain meds, and he hasn't touched the pain meds yet. He's used Tylenol. So that's good. Yeah, they did some whacking. I mean, that poor man, holy moly, he is swollen. I've never seen anything. Needless to say, I didn't get lucky this morning. It's okay, though. Well, I'll give him time. No, Marv had surgery, Mishka. He had a double hernia surgery. So done on both sides. And they did not do microscopic. They did about 3 inches on each side. Ouch. So yes. Right? Yeah. So, but he's hanging in there. Hey, hair bag. How are you, sir? Did I miss anybody? I feel like I should give Boris. Boris, where you come from? I feel like I should give you a wrench too. Just because you're. Oh, you're gone. Well, that's weird. Let me find you. Yeah, so. But we're getting through it. It's going to be fine. I'm just glad. Okay, you have 51 subs. So it's not like you're new. Okay, Boris, I'm giving you a wrench too. So I give the wrenches so everybody can network out there and, go check out everybody's channel and like who they want to like and all that good stuff. It just makes it much easier. It's not for anybody to time anybody out. I do have mods that I depend on that for, and they're not heavy hitters, so they don't walk around trying to, time out everybody. They don't really want to time out anybody. So yeah, just use your wrench and enjoy going to everybody's channels. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I think he took some ibuprofen this morning instead of the extra strength Tylenol, just because the swelling was pretty bad. He's got ice on both sides, so, but I think it'll be all right. He gonna make it through it. I'm sure he appreciates you being there to help it. Yeah, I mean, you know how men are when they are hurting. They tend to be babies, but actually he's being really good about this. So I've been very impressed, especially knowing they cut on both sides. Oh, I'm working on a new logo, Gigi. I might need your help. Okay, no worries. I'll do whatever I can do. What's up, G2K? How are you, sir? So yeah, I don't know if anybody's seen. I'm sure they have. They've seen the. We'll go over it real quick because I don't want to spend much time on it. But yes, we have an airplane. No, I don't get in it anymore. The reason why is due to what we see every day. This lowering of standards. And I'm telling you that I know that the standards are being reduced. My husband is an airplane mechanic for a regional airline. And let's just say they have this little thing called deferred maintenance. And they basically put sticky notes in spots to say, hey, this is a deferred maintenance item. It's not a big issue right now, but it needs to be addressed. Well, let me tell you, with these new computer airplanes, because that's what they are, is their computer ran completely. There is deferred maintenance stickers all over those logbooks. That's a scary thought. It's one thing if you defer 1 or 2 items, but when you've got that many items that are being deferred on a regular basis, it's not good. They might as well just, as my husband says, put Band-Aids on them. You'd like to go by plane? Not me. That'd be a scary death. Like waiting for you to crash at the end. Oh, nope. The That's good. That's what causes the doors to fly off, right? Can you imagine? Okay, you don't need to put your baby in a car seat, and you don't need to put them in a seatbelt. They can just sit on your lap. You have to have a seatbelt, but your kid doesn't if they're under 2. How much sense does that make? Yeah, I don't know. That would be a problem for me. So, yeah, no. Good morning, Niels. How are ya? And Siegel's in here. And yeah, I'm not, I can't even fathom it. Well, then, that helicopter crash yesterday, first of all, let me just tell you something. If somebody tells you choose the helicopter or the plane, not going off of anybody else's, like whether the pilot's got good experience or not, do not take the helicopter. I'm just saying, okay? There's a reason that everybody dies when they crash, okay? There's also a reason why you might live if you're in an airplane with fixed wings. There's just I mean, this is how I picture it. Helicopters just drop out of nowhere. Planes, they glide somewhat. Terminal velocity is a bitch. That's right. K to K.
Good morning, Gigi. Good morning, chat. How's it going?
Well, we're just hanging in here.
Yeah, you were talking about planes and helicopters.
Well, there was a helicopter crash yesterday
Oh,
at
God.
17 in the Hudson. It killed a family of 5. 3 were kids. They were from Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. And then there was one this morning, and it was a fixed aircraft, meaning an airplane, small, general aviation. I would assume it would be for 4-seaters.
Mm-hmm.
It crashed this morning and was engulfed in flames on a freeway. And oh gosh, I don't remember where that one was at, but it didn't sound good. You couldn't see nothing of the airplane, what I seen. You could see nothing of the airplane. You just seen where they had sprayed foam and shit over it. So definitely not good. So,
that's right. I did see something. I didn't know if it was a plane or a helicopter in the Hudson. But I didn't read it because I'm focused on healing.
Hey,
Flatty. I'm glad Mob's good.
Oh,
Okay.
he's. I mean, for seeing what they did to him and how they got into him. I mean, he's doing fairly well. So I'm glad. Thank God.
Yeah.
I was definitely a little concerned. I mean, we still have to worry about infections and all those things, but hopefully it all goes good and he'll be just fine.
Good deal. I'm glad.
Yeah, and hopefully we don't have to do it again, because let's just say that we just did a hernia surgery last year on one side. And now they did it again on that same side, plus the other side. The helicopter carried 6 people. Yeah, 3 of them were kids. Ugh. Yeah, I'm just not getting in the air. I mean, we could be flying all over, but I'm not getting in the air. I barely trust being on the ground and the people that are driving. And yesterday, I'm telling you what, I had to dodge 2 different times from getting hit. Once was at the hospital. I was going to pick Marvin up, and I was pulling into the garage, the parking garage area, and this guy, it was my go, and I mean, he was supposed to wait. He had a fucking stop sign, and he just jutted out in front of me. If he'd have hit me, he'd have hurt me and my grandson both, because we're both on the same side of the car. Yeah, I was not real happy with him. He got a good screaming at it. He actually stopped at the next stop sign, which was right there as you come out of the parking garage. And
Mhm.
I definitely he learned what this Karen was going to do. So,
Aaron, you attacked him?
well, I definitely did some bitching. Let me tell you what. And the
Yeah.
first words out of my mouth were, "My fucking grandson's in my car, you dumb son of a bitch."
Mhm.
I wasn't real happy. And then I was pulling out of the pharmacy after getting Marv's meds, and I don't know where she even came from, but I looked to see that nobody was there, and I looked the other way to see nobody was there. Went to look back again right before I turned, and that bitch was right there. Holy cow! Of course, she was speeding, and she had just turned onto that street. But holy shit, it scared the hell out of me. I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I should just stay home.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't drive anymore today. That's 2
Right?
strikes.
I mean, come on.
Let's not find a third.
Yeah. So
Mm, crazy.
yeah. So, but I made it through the day. Jeez. My grandson got a new bubble machine. Oh my God, he's so excited. I I don't mean to talk about a bubble machine, but this bubble machine is to it is the coolest bubble machine ever. It's a bubble gun, and it shoots out little tiny bubbles and I mean it's tons of them. It's like a fairy tale.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you.
Yeah,
We
you
ran
can't
around.
catch them all, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we ran around here. He had so much fun, and they didn't. It wasn't sticky either. Somebody really wants your attention, Kat.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
Okay. Um. Yeah. So it was. We played with bubble machines yesterday and tried getting Papa feeling better. That was our day yesterday. I went on mouses for a little bit, and yeah, now I'm just looking at all the shit that's been going on in the news. Holy moly. Marjorie Green, she's not letting nobody off easy. She is on a roll. I know. I know one thing we can talk about. So, Yank, as most of you know, Yank used to be my partner here on YouTube, and then he left me and the kids and became a single dad. Um, Not really. It's just a YouTube joke. But he posted something yesterday on Facebook about saving the wolves. And it was about that white wolf that they're wanting to make and regenerate into our world. You know what I'm talking about, Mouse? Howdy, Mouse. How are you?
Hello, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic.
So have you heard about this white wolf that they're trying to make?
No, I don't
Oh,
know.
well, let me find it so that I can at least inform you guys. So you don't wonder what the hell I'm talking about. So it was, let me see if I can find it on his page. It'll be easier. So yes, Yank's upset with me because I think they cloned it already. Hey, good morning, Weston. And I think you're right. I think they did too. So they're cloning a white wolf. They're bringing them back. Okay, what do you think's going to happen with that whole situation right there? Let's just talk about the cloning part of it. Let's not talk about the fact that bringing wolves back into reintroducing them back is it's very sketchy. I know from living in Idaho on what it did to our farmers and our livestock and our wildlife. And
Right.
I mean, it's to bring them back is stupid. I mean, it's causing great havoc in this whole thing of, I don't know, somebody did a YouTube video about how bringing the wolves back to Yellowstone has done wonders and it's reinvented the rivers and la la la. Really? Because they just had a blowout in Yellowstone one of their rivers was blown out so bad they had to shut part of Yellowstone down. So I'm going to err on the side of that's bullshit.
Mm.
It's obviously, okay, maybe it is recreating the rivers, not in a good way, though. So anyways, this is, so it says they really did it. No, let me read what, I'm not going to read you what Yank said, but the dire wolf is back from extinction for real. The same massive creature that inspired the Stark family's loyal companions in Game of Thrones has officially been brought back to life. No fantasy required. A biotech company in Texas has successfully revived real dire wolves using DNA from fossils over 13,000 years old. The result? 3 living pups named whatever. They were born via domestic dog surrogates and are now being raised in a secure preserve. Dire wolves once roamed North America during the Ice Age. Now they're back with a little help from science.
Because what? We need more predators.
Wait, Weston said next we'll have pterodactyls flying
Right?
around the cities.
I'm
Oh,
like, you gotta be kidding me. So, anyways, Yank and I got in a huge discussion about it. And of course, I ain't backing down. And he ain't backing down. And so the two of us are just butting heads back and forth. I'm like, no, I fucking sent him pictures after pictures of wolves tearing up livestock and dogs on chains. Let's not forget, Yank just got a new pet. He just
Right.
got a little pit bull puppy. And so
Mm.
I think the first thing that should happen is these wolves should be reintroduced back into Yank's neighborhood. Let's start there. That way we can make sure his mind gets changed. Let's start there. I need to start with Yank.
Yeah, when he figures out one morning he can't get into his car because there's one between him and the car.
Or his puppy's tore in half from one side of the yard to the other. Maybe he'll think twice about bringing back something that has no business being back here. I'm sorry, it doesn't.
But then the worst thing is they mated it with a dog.
Yeah. Yep, it's mated with a dog, and now and who knows what that's all going to entail. I mean, you're just messing with shit. You just can't do that. I mean, you're asking for trouble. We've already seen what bringing, AI into the situation is already causing. Now you're doing, I mean, this is just not going to end well. I can feel it's not. I know it's not. I watched what they did by just reintroducing wolves these were wolves that came from, I think they came from Alaska, and they brought them back. They brought them to Idaho. Well, Jesus, they're about the size of our, elk. You can't do that. It's not going to work out good. And because of it, I mean, they don't have very good numbers now regarding wildlife. And then, of course, the livestock that are being killed. Every calf that's killed is over $1,500 for that farmer. That's just at the very beginning of getting the calf. $1,500.
Yeah.
And it's probably more than that now. And remember, that's food that's not going to go into the grocery stores.
It's calves that aren't going to be born.
Mm-hmm.
Because, it. Yeah.
I don't see anything good about it. I would not do it.
I just don't like the idea of adding an extra predator to the environment. I don't understand that.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, maybe if we had giant dinosaurs that were running around that we needed the wolves to control them, then maybe.
Yeah, I'm like, how is... Yeah, we're going to get picked off the food chain. You'll understand where they sit on the food chain here.
Right? What's a cow?
The dinosaurs are way up there.
Mm-hmm.
And the meat eaters, we look pretty good to them. Oh,
well, let's see what it says for what is a cow worth? And then it says adopt me. I didn't say anything about adopt me. I don't know where the fuck that came from. Okay, let's try that again.
Is it Sherry Graham?
Shenny, I believe.
Okay, Shenny Graham said, basically, rumor has it 2 mammoths as well. They have land somewhere to keep them. Anyone see the movie Jurassic Park?
Yeah, and what
Yeah,
happened in
that's what my
Jurassic
son.
Park? They got
Yes,
out.
that's what my son was saying. He said, "Tell him to watch Jurassic Park. Just start there."
Yep.
Hmm.
What could possibly go wrong?
Kai said dire wolves are a dumb idea. Correct.
Yeah, I think it's. I just don't think it's. Good morning, Kai. How are you, sweetheart? Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea.
I don't think any of this messing with something that's gone is any good in any way.
Mm-mm.
But seriously, I mean, flying pterodactyls. What the hell? Giant birds.
Mm-hmm. And what's next? I mean, it's exactly right. What is next? The Maven. Hey, sweetheart. You need a wrench. How are you? Glad to see you.
Hello,
Kai said,
Maven.
Kai, good morning. Kai said, I was thinking Jurassic Park also.
Now, what's the cow worth in meat? I don't know, Gigi. What'd you ask? It can get up to about $1,500.
Well,
$1,500.
a cow's not going to be necessarily worth as much in the sense of meat, um, because they don't normally use them for that. But usually those cows are used for breeding others, and so you know they are worth a lot, just in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But a calf starts out at like $1,500, especially if you're talking about a steer, you know, um,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be grown for the beef itself. And so, depending on what the cow's for, depending if it's a cow or a calf or bull, or there's going to be a different price range. But I mean, dang, I just think that I have seen the destruction that they've caused. And it's not good. It's not like they go in and they take care of the sick. It'd be one thing if, that's what they kind of want you to believe, that when, the wolves are out there, they're going to go for the weak, and they're going to go. No, they're not. What wolf wants to eat the little skinny one? No, it's not going to eat. It's going to pick the fat one. It's going for the chunky bitch.
Chunky
I'm
monkey,
telling you.
yeah.
That's right. Good morning, P Digits. So, yeah. Oh, you're ready for bed. Well, I'm glad you did, Maven. Thank you, sweetheart. And I hope you have a great rest. Yeah, you're fine with it. Screw with nature. This is totally safe, right? P Digit sounds
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
What
What
could
can go wrong?
possibly go wrong?
Yeah. Kai's recovering from eye surgery, cataracts, and new lens on the right eye. Checkup in 4 weeks to talk about the left eye. My appearance is mighty nasty at the moment. I know,
Oh,
sweetheart.
I'm going.
I gotta say, and I know cataract surgery is different than LASIK surgery. But when I did my LASIK surgery, I'm telling you what, I would recommend it to anybody. That was the best surgery I ever had done in my life. It was instant results, very little pain, and I mean, I've been going on 10 years now. I probably should go back in and get it redone here in the next few years, but I mean, it's amazing. I can't even say enough about it. It's amazing. I don't think we should be messing with Mother Nature. I agree, Maven. I don't believe we should be either. $23,000 to $6,000 for a large cow. See,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. So when we all sit here and do this bullshit of, oh, it's a great thing, and yeah, we should. This is how can you say that? I know you don't. This is the one thing that I heard frequently was, well, I know you don't like animals. It's okay. It's not that I don't like animals. Let's get this right, okay? I believe in the chain. There's a chain.
Yeah.
And
food
guess where
chain.
the animals are compared to the humans?
Mhm.
They are lower.
Yeah, it's like it's not about I hate animals. It's about all the animals I'm trying to protect, including humans.
Right. It's kind of the whole reason the dog should stay on the floor instead of your couch. But it's your couch, and if you want to put him on there and have a hairy damn mess, be my guest. Go ahead. Let him lick his nuts on your couch. I don't care.
Oh boy.
And if he
You make
wants
it
to
so
rub his
appealing to
nasty
have a
ass
puppy.
across your carpet, go ahead. I don't care. That's your carpet and his ass. I don't care.
They
But
have medicine for that now.
my thing is good morning, Andy, is that I think there's a place, and I just don't think that on my couch is one of them, or rubbing your ass across my carpet. Yeah, let's keep them lower. Exactly. They need to be where they're supposed to be. It's not that I don't love them. I just think we need to put everything in its spot. The Chain, it's a good song. That's right. Fleetwood, exactly. Fleetwood Mac.
If you don't break that chain,
That's right. Natural selection. There's a reason for their extinction. Thank you, Chili Dog. Exactly. And I love your name.
Yeah, it was kind of
Chili.
out of necessity. That's the weirdness of it.
Oh, Kai said they pulled a cloudy bit out of your eye. I lost eyesight in the right eye. The color was gone too. Now I can compare both. I'm still really blurry and I can't drive. Well, hopefully that gets better, honey, after going through that.
yeah. Ooh.
God.
Yeah, be careful. Don't be straining your eyes much trying to read our shit then. I don't want to
We'll
make
sit
it
back
worse.
and listen. We'll read it
Yeah.
for you.
Right, right. Everybody just read. There are two pit bulls sitting next to me watching you. You tell them to get down. I dare you. I'll say there's part of my reason. You see? You see, Andy?
Don't tell
No,
me
I
I'll do
just
it.
it's not that I don't it's not that I don't like animals. I just think we need to put, and again, to each their own. If you love your animals and you got them sitting beside you and all, that's all for you. Here's the reason I have with pit bulls, and I'm gonna come right out and say it. My granddaughter was attacked by one. It was really scary, and this dog didn't want to stop.
Oh.
And I know we're gonna go into the, well, it was how it was raised. Well, actually, this dog had never been, nobody had ever been mean to this dog or anything. They treated this dog like he was one of the family, and he was treated very good. And then he just switched. Kayla, my granddaughter, and my son-in-law were on the floor playing, and the dog turned around and fucking attacked my granddaughter. Bit her on the leg, bit her on her face, about a half a centimeter from her eye. My son-in-law had to beat the shit out of the dog to get him to let go. He had to punch him in the jaw like fucking 50 times to get him to let go of her leg, which she then had to have stitches and had to go through all that shit. The dog, after my son-in-law was able to get the dog off of her, it ran halfway up the stairs, and about that time the doorbell rang, and that dog did a 180, came back down the stairs and attacked my son-in-law's girlfriend. And bit her. And I mean, it was just nuts. I'm like, you got to be kidding. So for me, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
And I absolutely, I'm all for. Here's the deal. I don't care what kind of dog it is, but pit bulls, and I know people will tell me that that's bullshit. They don't lock their jaw. This dog locked its jaw. He had to punch this dog so many times to get him to let go. Now, I wish that I would have known what I know now about that, because there are things that I have learned that you can do that Rick Good Luck America has taught me about getting them to let go. Well, yeah, but cats they're not gonna bite off your leg. They might bite you, but they're not gonna bite off your leg.
They'll claw you if they got those dang long nails.
Yes. But it's still not, you're not gonna look over and go, oh fuck, he sliced my leg off. It's not, but I mean, and here's the deal, how I feel about animals. I don't think that with little kids you should ever leave them alone. Thank God my son-in-law was right there when it happened, but it was a very scary situation. And like I said, every animal I do believe is different. I do believe, it's also why I've told my granddaughter, and I always told my kids, you don't trust anybody else's dog. You need, just because, even if they tell you, oh, it's fine, it's okay, you need to see how that dog is with you. Just because that dog's been fine with 100 other people doesn't mean it's going to be fine with you. So there's every dog is different, just like every human, and you got to make sure that that dog is okay with you before you're so quick to start loving on it or whatever. My 4-year-old grandson is recovering from a dog bite. 3 stitches on his nose. It was a visitor's dog at his grandma's. He wasn't provoked. Everyone saw it happen, and the owner knew he was
Dodgy.
doggedy.
Dodgy.
Oh, dodgy. Is that what it says? My eyeballs.
Well, it says doggedy, but Mouse is translating.
Yes, I
Dodgy.
think that's what it meant. Yeah, it's very. I mean, like I said, we just need to understand where Gigi puts animals at, just so that if you come to my house, know that it ain't coming. First of all, I don't do well with animals in my house. Let's start there. I don't want the dog hair everywhere. I'm still vacuuming up dog hair from my grand dog. Every now and then, my daughter goes on vacation where she can't take her dog. She's a red heeler. And that bitch, I swear she grows hair while she's here, like just specifically for me. I will move her crate. Mind you, she's only in her crate at night. And then if say if somebody shows up or something like that, I don't know how she's going to be with other people, so I always crate her during that time. The rest of the time, she's either outside or she's running around the house. That around her crate will be nothing. You could literally make a pillow. You could stuff an entire pillow with the hair that bitch fucking sheds off. I'm like, where do you literally grow hair just for me? Don't you? You love this. I swear. She does
it on purpose to you.
she does it. I tell her that all the time too. I'm like, you do this just because of me, don't you? You hate me. And she, of course, wags her tail and barks.
But a lot of people will say, like inbreeding with humans, when pit bulls have babies with related pit bulls, it's like called crazy brains. I don't know how true that is. I've heard that a lot about any dog, especially Rottweilers.
A pit has the mind of a 4-year-old, and I understand with that comes territory and jealousy. And like a dog will be fine until it gets jealous of a child and the attention, and it'll flip. We had one growing up, and I used to ride on it, pull her ears. I was a very small child, and she never minded it. And then one day she had puppies, and the attention that her puppies got upset her.
She was
And
jealous.
She turned on her puppies.
Oh, Lord.
And we had to put her down. You know that once they flip and learn their own strength, it's over.
Yep. Yeah. In Idaho, one of our big things, and people here in Oregon, I noticed they have a really hard time with this, and that is if your dog's caught chasing livestock or wildlife, there is no second chance.
Yep.
It's put down immediately.
Wow.
And you as the homeowner are supposed to take on that responsibility. And you are to do that. And if you don't, and the cops have to come do it, they're not real happy with you. Because you were not the responsible dog owner.
Right.
And took care of the situation. I begged and pleaded with my stepdad. We had a golden lab, and he was so cute. Oh my God, he was the cutest thing. And he was so much fun. And my stepdad came home from work, and his name was Laddie, and he was up running on the hill chasing a deer. And I had no idea what was going on until I seen my stepdad go to the gun cabinet. And then he walked out the door. And I'm like, where's Larry going, Mama? She's like, I don't know. You just stay in here. And I'm like, no, where's he going? What's he doing? And how come is he hunting? What's going on? I was totally clueless. But something told me something wasn't right. He wasn't just going hunting. He didn't have on his hunting clothes. He wasn't. And then I seen him cross the creek and head up the hill. And I knew the dog had just been up there. And oh my gosh. Yep. Pretty soon we heard a gunshot, and he dealt with him. He caught him in the act of doing it. I was awful. I was fucking devastated. I'm like, this is bullshit. I don't like this rule. Change it. How come you have to do this? No cop. Nobody had even known. That's what I kept telling him.
Wow.
Nobody had even known. And he said, but the dog knew. And what about if that dog would have got a hold of somebody's cattle? And he told me, can you afford to pay for it? I'm like, no. And he said, well, neither can I. So that was the end of
Glenn
that.
said fish oil will keep them from shedding as bad. I don't know if I'd be wanting to smell a dog that smells like fish.
I will tell Kayla that, though, because if it stops a little bit of her shedding, oh my gosh, that'd be awesome. You know what, though? She does shed here more than she does at Kayla's, and I think it's because I keep a warmer house, too. Many years ago, my neighbor had an accidental brother-sister pup. It was bonkers, and they had to euthanize it. Oh, no. That's awful. Yeah, you can't let your, brothers and sisters shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
All the crazy brains.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, horses shed more than dogs. Oh, I'll believe so.
Mm.
My daughter-in-law, I see she shaved her horse again. I'm like, oh my God. She's like, don't look. I'm like, I can't believe you did that again. She's like, I'm going to do it every year. I said, and you're going to hear me bitch every year then. So here I go. Let me bitch for a bit. She's like, oh gosh. Like, stop shaving him. That's so mean. And she shaves him and then puts a blanket on him. Well, that makes perfect sense.
Just let him keep his hair and keep himself warm.
Exactly. But it doesn't look as good.
Oh.
They're probably riding today. Lucas wanted to ride yesterday, and I was like, no, we're going. The saddle's not even on. We're going right now. Let's go. He was fine. I bribed him with bubbles.
There you go.
That's my
yeah, I'll chase Bubbles around. This is better than riding.
He got a new bubble gun, and he is so excited about that damn thing. He went home last night and tried to get his dad to let him use it. And Sean's like, no, we'll do it tomorrow. He's like, no, I show you, Daddy. I show you.
Yeah, well, because he's so young. He's only 2.5. So, they want to show the bubbles, but you really don't want them on the inside on your wood floor.
You know what was surprising is it did lead a little bit of a film, but like usually bubbles will make things sticky, like immediately. As soon as these did not. I don't know what they use. I told Kayla, you bet watch. There's some kind of crazy shit in there that's not good for nobody. And that's what because the hang time of those bubbles were way better than any other bubble I've ever seen. I mean, they lasted for so long. It was the craziest thing. It's so cool. I love it. It's like being a
I would do
again.
when we ran out of bubbles was Dawn dishwashing liquid and water.
Yep.
I think the other thing is you put a dab of, is it alcohol or something in there?
Probably that's the part I was missing because I always did Dawn in some water. So, but man, it made really big ones.
Yeah, this, I love it because it makes super little ones. Oh, yeah, her wee Jimmy is shedding his summer coat. Well, that's like half of him goes away, right? He's getting itchy scabs all over his back. Aw. Hey, Oilers, how are you?
Hey, Oilers.
Yes, you're late for coffee, Oilers.
Oh, it does just say 6 parts water to 1 part dish soap.
Telling you, it works amazing.
So yeah, I always use it too.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to grab more coffee. I'll be right back, ladies.
Okay.
Mouse, it raining by you?
It is.
We're supposed to get rain. It's supposed to last all day.
We actually had peace as hell about an hour ago.
Wow.
That's why I was like, wow, where'd that come from?
You know that crazy weather.
It is. the way the weather dips through the mountains when you're high up like this, it gives different wind channels in the air. So it's always windy, but when it hails, it's like, well, that's different.
Oh, I don't know. I just look, now we're bringing back prehistoric creatures. The weather's all messed up because of planes. I just can't take no. I feel like
I'm
I'm living in a.
actually,
I
I
feel
gotta
like I'm
watch.
living in a sci-fi movie.
I know. I'm like, I gotta watch out for snakes. I gotta watch out for bears. Now, overgrown wolves. Really?
Mm,
We already know that's gonna eat me. Why did we bring that back to life?
mm.
And wolves, normal wolves, have been known to pack up and attack people.
Yeah, that's a fact. I see lots of videos. People go somewhere on vacation and they're up there and it's winter and it's snowing and it looks beautiful, and then all of a sudden in the backyard's a pack of wolves saying,
Mhm.
something smells good in there.
Yeah, and now you can't go get in the car and leave because they're between you and the car.
Yeah, they're saying you ain't going nowhere.
Mhm. I dare you to open a door or a window.
Guys about ready to have their first frost of the autumn today. And here I'm begging for warmer weather. Mm.
I
I
just
don't know.
want
Last
to.
week, one day, well, actually, it was the beginning of this week. It hit 91. I was like, "Oh hell no! Come on!"
Aw, you could have sent that around. We could have used some of that.
One day of 91. Well, before it was 80, 84, 80, whatever, and then bam, one day of 91, and now it's down in the 60s. I'm like, "Come on, stop with the tease and just get it over with."
Oh, that's right. You are Australian, right, Kaya?
She goes 91. Yeah, I know, Kai. It was
Ooh.
ridiculous. It's like a little special treat. Like, here's what you got looking forward to in the summer. New Zealand.
Ah, okay.
My son-in-law said, "Oh, I took the pool cover off," and I said, "Oh hell, man, it's only April."
Oh, it's still too cold. It's still too cold for the pool.
Yeah. No, he wanted to take it off because he's having surgery and he'll be down for 3 weeks, so he wanted to get it done now. And I mean, he's serious about his pool, back flushing and chlorine and whatever else he does in a pool, skimming it, whatever.
Oh
He's
yeah,
real serious about that stuff.
a
That's the
pool.
only time I'll see him get up early before work is to go do that pool.
A pool is a complete full time job
Mm-hmm.
every day.
Yeah.
Have a great sleep, Maven. I had to make more coffee. I didn't realize I was out.
Ooh, gotta keep that going.
I know. Well, usually I use a small cup, and Marv will use a large cup, and so it takes us longer to get through it. But this time I used a large cup too because I was doing my live, and so I mean, basically it's like 2 cups and the pot's gone. So
Gotta do another one.
yeah. Did my first shop online at food store today. Yeah, I don't shop for my groceries online. I go to the store and do it. I figure I just feel I tell my daughter this frequently. I'm like, "No, you're lazy." She's like, "Excuse me? I work all fucking day and I raise a teenage daughter. Kiss my ass."
Yeah.
I'm like, "I don't care. That's fucking lazy. You can't walk in and go through the store." I raised 3 kids in a full-time job and still went to the grocery store.
Only
Yeah, but
because we had to.
now, Gutters, it's all at your fingertips, and then you're going to avoid the whole center of the
Mhm.
store because you're ordering
Yeah,
online just
and your
to
ass just
support
gets
it.
wider and wider and wider because you avoided getting off your ass and walking. You went ahead and
Mm-hmm.
used your fat ass fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. We're
Why are you
not going to
calling
stay
Seagulls?
skinny.
Why are you
We're not.
calling Seagulls fingers fat ass?
Well, because they're going to be now that he's
Yeah, you
using his
don't know if
fingers instead of his
you
feet.
don't know if his fingers are fat.
They're going to be because now he's using his fingers instead of his feet.
So I get a pass because I can't walk to
Only,
store.
Okay, what
only
about if I
until
use
it's
my
working.
feet to order it on my
No,
phone?
you do not get a pass because I know what size you are, Mouse. You get your motherfucking ass up and go to the store.
I hate going to the store. The only reason I do is because I have to, because we don't have delivery.
Good. See,
That's
you'll be
not true,
healthier.
Mouse. You found out the other day you do have delivery.
Don't ignore
Yeah,
that,
you know the
Mouse.
Walmart thing, but yuck, Walmart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what are you going to get from there? Balloons? That's about the only thing I trust from there. I might buy some clothes from there, maybe.
Andy said, always thought you liked fat fingers.
You're sick, Andy.
Good one, Andy. You get
No,
props
I
for that
always looked for the skinny doctor, thank you. Especially when it come to that one check, man. I did not want the fat fingered doctor.
No.
Like, no,
one.
no,
You know who
no.
had a good live on right before you? Shiz.
Shizzy was not. Oh, he always does.
Huh.
No, I was like, oh man, Gigi, I gotta go to Gigi's, but I was really listening to his, and I'll tell you what, great story.
Are you meaning Shizzy was not?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
I was
I
like,
liked
ooh,
his.
I can relate to this. This was good. I'm gonna go back and watch it when we're done.
Yeah, Shiz has really good ones on in the mornings. If y'all are, because a lot of you guys get up way before I do, because you're over on the East Coast. So, and he does his early, like 4:30 my time. So that's like 7:30 your guys' time on the East
Mm-hmm.
Coast. So, and he has a really, really good show. So if y'all are looking for a good show, Shizzy Wisnut is the dude in the mornings, and he usually does every morning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, almost every morning. I think he skips weekends or something, but
He takes a rest on Sunday.
yeah, right. Yesterday, everyone was complaining about the heat, 78 degrees. It was probably the hottest. Oh my gosh, I wish. It's 91 there, Kai, today? Oh, yeah, that's a little hotter than I like. If I can't hike in it, I don't like it. I don't like it that hot. I've never listened to Shiz. I might be good for me with stories. Shizzy's really good. And then on Sunday nights, he does the sexy stories.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's funnier than shit. We're talking about everything today, Matt. What are you doing? Look at, there's my kid. What are you doing today? Matthew?
Where do you
No,
see
we
him?
never ever get 97. He said, it says Gutter Girl's favorite son.
Oh, shit. Good morning.
Wow.
She's acting like she hikes. They all know I haven't hiked in a while, Matt. They know I've been bitching. Biblical things. That's right. It's been a few years, hasn't it? And this is what's going to happen. You watch. I had a grandson, and then so I kind of slacked off. I was cleaning graves and doing all kinds of other stuff too, and hiking, and then the grandson came, so that kind of backed me off of it because I wanted to spend time with him. Now you watch. Matt will end up getting married, having another, and then I'm going to have to stay home again because I'm not letting other people watch my grandbabies. It's not happening. So, just so you know, Matt. I know you already know this, but so she won't hike for 18 years. Kiss my ass, Matthew. You better get your ass over here. I'm going to spend your check. Pub pup. Type that pushes grocery carts aggressive. Yes. Yes.
You can watch our cat.
Yeah. I'm not watching a cat either. No. I'll come and let it attack me like I do with Sean, but that's about as far as that's going. You're not bringing it here. My luck, it'd piss all over my house, and that'd be the end of your kitty. So, and it would be. I'd ring its neck. Ugh. My son wrote himself in "My fine is my favorite son" in context. Did he? Guy's from New Zealand, Matt. Yeah. Yep, we're just hanging out visiting about all the things, about the helicopter crash. yesterday in the Hudson. Insert Gutter's kitty jokes here. Right, Andy?
She's gonna have to be on her best behavior, Andy. Her son is here.
Oh, yeah, fuck. That never worries me. Trump loves you. No diddy. Oh, okay, you got to have a wrench. I can't not. Do we know who Trump loves you is, Mouse?
Not a clue, but we love him. We adore him.
Do we think that it could be somebody we know?
I
Like
just
from Canada? That.
The streets
Okay,
are
that makes.
so wide. There's no way to ever know.
Okay. Okay. I'm just making sure. She talks worse in person. Yeah, I do. See, he knows. Matt said, "Don't worry about me." She talks worse in person. I do.
Well, Trump Loves You made his channel April 6, 2025.
Yeah, I knew he just made it.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's one of our. I am an anti-homosexual supporter.
Hobosexual, not homo.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Mm-hmm.
With
It
a
means something
B.
a little different.
Yeah.
Well, you have a wrench now.
You have a wrench now. It's for you to go and, follow everybody else. Jesus love you. Everyone else thinks you're an asshole. That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. At least they know me. There's nowhere in had that sticker on my truck for years. Did you really? Jesus love you. Everybody else thinks you're an I want that sticker.
Wait, why is the ringleader on your panel? Which ringleader there, Trumpy?
Ringleader. The ringleader. Who's the ringleader? Mouse?
What
Or
did I-
cat? Or me? Which one of us is the ringleader? Not a one of us can lead a whole lot of anything, so I don't know what
I
you're
know.
talking about.
We got a whole 3-ring circus, so which ring?
Mm-hmm. Right. Why wait is the ringleader? Why? Wait, why is the ringleader? Okay. Hey, Heather. Well, answer. Trump loves you. Not Mouse or Gigi. Katie K? You think
What?
Katie K is a ringleader? What is she leading us to?
Yeah.
Where's she leading us?
Where am I
Help.
taking them, Trumpy?
Help.
It's a hill?
Help. Help. We need to know where she's taking us.
Yeah, I want to know where I'm taking them.
Yeah.
Depression. Are you taking us to depression?
I'm taking you to depression. I'm sorry. You know they make a pill for that.
Hey, Heather. How are you, sweetheart?
Hi, Heather.
Katie K, are you leading us to the garden path, right?
Yes, Kai, that's where I'm taking you. Down the garden with the flowers and the trees and whatever else happens to be there. And Gigi will be up ahead of us hiking. And Mouse will be like, you bitches, you better get me home. I need my coffee.
That's right. Well,
Trump said he's just joking.
well, and I would take my coffee with, just let's be straight. I would take my coffee with me to the dark side. Trump loves you. And now I feel like I should get rid of your wrench, motherfucker. Now you're worrying me.
He said he's joking. Then he said to the dark side, Trump lover,
Hey,
I don't
crazy.
know the dark side. Crazy
Neither.
hillbilly.
Hey, crazy hillbilly. What's up? We're just hanging out and talking about all the things, Don't be taking us away from the caffeine, right? I carry caffeine even when I'm hiking, just so y'all know.
And they have that in pill form too. Caffeine pills.
I think would make me crawl out of my skin, though. I'd rather just do the coffee. I'm addicted to the creamer more than I am the coffee anyway. So I have to take the coffee with the creamer. And then I also take water. or juice. But
if I go hiking, I'm gonna have to pack a mule.
oh,
Somebody's
fuck,
gonna carry
no,
my
you need a
sugar,
wagon.
my sugar, a little bit of coffee.
No, you just better make sure you go on a trail that Mouse can get in the wagon and you're going to pull her because she ain't fucking hiking. I'm telling you right now. There's no doubt in my mind. We'd get fucking half a mile up the hill and she'd be like, oh no, I ain't doing this for fucking 5 miles. Are you crazy? No, I'm going back home. I'll sit here and wait till you come back.
Trump said, Gigi, I'm just pulling your chain.
Ooh, you pulling my chain.
Oh.
Right on. Well, move it around.
You get a quarter for that chain.
Move it around a little. Uh-oh, Matt's gonna yell at me. Mom.
Really, Ma?
That's usually what it is. Really? Oh, poor Matthew. He's been on a roll of getting his. He's been saving money like crazy, man. I'm telling you what, he's gonna be rich pretty soon. That's good. He'll need to take care of his mama.
That's right.
Wedding rings equals wedding rings. Oh yeah. Don't
So
do that
let's
unless
do
you're
your
serious.
part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I tell Marvin all the time, till death do us part. Don't make me use the pillow, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You can't say that today, Gigi.
No, I don't. He is hurting.
Today,
He's a
today
hurting
he
in there.
can't even joke like that because today I'm sure
He's
he's in
being
pain.
real sweet, and she's using the pillow to prop his head up as appropriate.
Yes, I did. I went and got him coffee this morning, and yesterday I had to keep telling him because he's like, well, I don't feel too bad. Yeah, because you still got pain med on board. Well, he's doing fine, Matt. He's just, he he's slept so much now that he's like, I can't sleep no more. So he kind of just lays there going, oh my God, this is going to drive me crazy. How long? He has to sit for a week, basically. So he's not real happy. I thought about getting out the cribbage board and see if he wanted to play some cribbage, but I thought it might irritate him.
That's what his dad is doing.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him about. Yeah, he's hanging in there. Wait. Sorry, Matt. I got the paddles and the whips if the chains are deemed too much. Well, hey, there's a start.
Listen, she has to float her boat.
Give him a puzzle and hide one of the pieces. You're such a dick, Matthew.
Hey, Matthew, you're letting out the family secrets.
Right.
Oh, Gingy, now you know how I feel.
The thing about it is I would go one step further and I'd actually put another puzzle piece in there.
Yeah, from a different puzzle.
Right.
Guy wants to know how is Marv, what's going on.
He had double hernia surgery yesterday, and so they did both the left and
saying that.
I know. Oh, dude, when he's like, he gets in the car, and at this point, I'd talked to the doctor. The doctor didn't say anything to me about, we did both sides, but they had discussed it before he went under, and Marv was like, yeah, if there's something going on, I want you to fix the other side too. I'd like to not do this again. So she said, okay, well, they went in, and she's like, yeah, that other side's not looking all that great either. So they did it. Well, when he got in the car and he sits down, he was still way high on drugs. So, he got in the car and he's like, yeah, and he was trying to walk. He'd be real easy sitting down and everything. And then he said, okay, Matt, if you just get coffee and you make it at home, it won't cost you $9,000 though. Then you could save even more money. Just saying. Love you, dear. Come over. So he gets in the car and he kind of sits down and I'm like, oh, I can tell I know it's not going to be good. I could tell it was the surgery was different than last year. Mm-hmm. And so then he's like, we get home and he shows me and he pulls down the front of his pants and you could see both of those things and they're like 3 inches long on each side. I'm telling you what, they just look painful and there's nothing on them. They didn't put no bandages, no nothing. They just sealed it up and said, here you go, be on your way.
Really? Nothing?
No, it's stitched. It's got that liquid stitch shit or whatever it is on it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, liquid bandage.
You know what's really trippy is my favorite things was wounds when I was working in the healthcare industry. I love to do wounds. But there's something about when it's on my family that
Hmm.
I can't. I have the hell of a time trying to do those things. It goes straight to my bone. I'm not kidding you that my bones feel it. Like when I looked at both of them incisions on him, it immediately went to my bones. Like, oh, I could just feel it in my own bones. I'm like, oh no, I can't. I'm glad there's not a lot I got to do to you. Like, I don't, there's not a lot of wound care to take place. Yeah. It's
Mm.
kind of like a cesarean. I'll bet it is a lot like a cesarean, and they're cutting in there.
Oh
Yeah.
God, you're really just killing me this
Mhm.
morning.
Well, and they did take out some lymph nodes. He had swollen lymph nodes for since they did that last surgery a year ago. And so they did take a biopsy of those lymph nodes just to make sure that everything's okay. So he's a little nervous on that. So am I, but I'm trying not to show that. I'm just trying to go,
Hmm.
it's a hernia surgery, double hernia surgery. Let's just go with that. So, but yeah. Ow. It looks very painful. And the problem is he does not, hey, child of God, he does not, he's not a good patient at all. Like he doesn't know how to sit still. And I mean, he went and dug the garden up the day before his surgery. Well, I have to get all this stuff done because now my surgery's coming. So I'm going to, fertilize the lawn and mow the lawn and weed eat the entire around the whole house. And then I'm going to dig up the garden with a shovel and a rototiller. But, I'm not going to, I got the rototiller and I could use it, but I'm going to dig it up first with a shovel because, that seems like it'll help get that hernia going more. Ooh.
Well, maybe it's a good thing you use the muscles. I mean, if you've ever been around anybody that's had a C-section, so I'm assuming if it's in the same location,
Mm-hmm.
the getting up and down probably is the painful part.
Yeah. Well, that's what I told him yesterday. You got to stop getting up and down. Either stay up or down. One of the two. Just
Yeah.
pick it. I'm doing good, child. God, how you doing? Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that makes
I feel
you
like today is family day.
right.
Apparently.
I'm always really interested in the healthcare system. All our surgeries are government funded, no insurance, so it's hard to know the cost. Oh,
Mm.
well, I'm going to say that this is going to be pretty expensive. I know the last time it was. I can't remember what the actual final bill was, but I can just imagine. And they charge you for everything. It doesn't matter what it is. A Tylenol pill costs you like $90 or some shit.
That's insane. That I just how do they get away with this?
Yeah, because our government lets them get away with it. Do you pay the surgeon and insurance pays you, or what happens? Well, it's split. So insurance pays their part and we have to pay our part. But depending on, they finagle shit so much that we end up with a pretty hefty bill, even though, our insurance is supposed to cover 80%. We also have a high deductible that doesn't help. But it was to try to keep those premium downs when they decided to yank up the insurance
Yeah, that
a few years
that
ago.
donut hole is the worst part.
The what?
I call it a donut hole. Like you have to pay a certain percentage before you could even get the insurance to kick
Mm-hmm.
in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like ours. I think our deductible is $4,000, so we have to hit 4,000 before they even start paying anything. It's just fucking nuts. Now, mind you, we pay that Marvin's employer pays for his insurance, but my insurance we pay for, and it's like I want to say I think it's $200 out of every check.
Mm. I said
250.
my eye surgery is free, coffee and sandwiches included.
Damn.
Nice.
I always worry about that because, like, I know I had a nurse that I worked with, and her sister was in Canada, and Canada, they have that whole fucking, what do you call it? What kind of healthcare is that? What do they call it, Mouse? I know you know.
You better ask Miles. I just call it free insurance.
No, Medicaid.
Yeah, but in Canada they call it something. What is it? Help me. Anyways, that whatever that healthcare is in Canada, where you don't pay anything, they just pay it all.
And private and public, I think, is where they distinguish the two.
Well, those you have to be concerned about the healthcare you're getting. The nurse that I worked with, her sister was in Canada, and she ended up with breast cancer. And the shit that they did just to get her in for a simple appointment was a fucking nightmare. I mean, she had a hell of a time even getting in. And then even once she got in for the appointment, was diagnosed with cancer and all of that. I mean, they really ran her through the gamut. It took forever. And this nurse, the nurse that I worked with, she swore that her sister basically died from their lack of medical attention to her sister. Like they basically just kind of let her ride it out. And there were things that they were doing, but she just felt like it wasn't what we would do here in America. Now, I got to say, I don't know that many people that have cancer, I don't believe it ever really goes away. I know that a lot of people, they'll say, oh, well, it's in remission, but I don't believe it goes away. We missed you terribly, Andy. Always. Yes, child of God, you are blessed. We're all blessed in one way or another. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If you're breathing, you're blessed. A lot of people don't even get that luxury. If they do, they're struggling for every breath. Miss Wanda is in the house.
Wanda, good morning. Afternoon. It's afternoon now? Yeah. Good afternoon,
For me, it's
Wanda.
still morning. It's 10 a.m. here, but yeah, for
How
you guys,
you
it's
doing?
1.
Did I hear correctly she did something to her fingers? Did she break her fingers or her hand?
Oh, no. Lord, Wanda, you did not. You didn't really break your
Somebody
fingers.
said that she got hurt again, and I was like, what?
I think ours will become overwhelmed now the boomers are old. Once the Gen X hits the healthcare system, it should get better. Blessed, everyone tells me I'm special. Well, me too. Oh, well, now you just reassured it for me. Trump loves you. Our healthcare system, our healthcare is still Medicare here in Canada. Oh, it is. But is it called like universal health care or something like that? Is that what they call it? That's the word I keep wanting to say, but I think it
I'm
is.
not quite sure.
Why are you not coming up?
The
Bobby's
only
not
thing
here to
negative
interrupt
I ever heard
anybody.
about Canada's medical system was you have to wait forever. Like if you need an MRI,
Mm-hmm.
you have to wait and wait and wait.
Well, my youngest son's doctor, baby doctor, when I was pregnant with him, was from Canada. And he swore that he left Canada because of how they treated patients. And so that was why he left Canada. Crap.
Andy's in Canada also.
Our healthcare is crap. They're still pushing the shot. Yeah. Oh, well, they still try to push that here. Shit, it's everywhere. They're even now trying to push you to do the measles one. I'm like, you people are so out of your mind. In fact, I said to the pharmacist yesterday, so you guys push this. Do you push heroin too? I'm just curious. She goes, excuse me? Well, you push the measles shot. I'm wondering if you push it. Do you have heroin on the other side of the cart? Could I see that, please? She's like, I'm not sure what you're talking about. You have a fucking sign here that says measles immunization. It literally says you can get your measles shot here. Can they get everything else they want to here? She goes, oh, I see what you're getting at. Oh, well, great. Fucking idiots.
Wanda said in November she broke her wrist in 2 places.
Did you fall, Wanda? November. We're 5 months down the road.
No, I know, but somebody had mentioned, because I haven't really been here since my surgery, And they said, Wanda did something to her wrist or arm. And I was like, oh, no
Yeah.
way. There's no way.
So
Maybe
was that
she'd fallen and hurt
after
her
she
leg.
got home?
Yeah.
She
Oh, no,
must
no,
have
no.
fell.
That's why that's when she went back into the rehab. I believe. Wanda, are we right? Like, help us out here. We don't know.
We don't know, Wanda. We're just talking out our ass.
We're trying to keep up.
Ours is public and private health care. Our wait time has been getting worse. I bet. Andy broke his in 2011, Wanda. It still hurts. Oh. Yeah, I'm telling you. My friend John from Alaska, the other day, he called me and he's like, hey, what you up to? He's like, Marv's getting ready going out for surgery, right? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, well, I probably should tell you. I'm like, oh, fuck, what'd you do, John? I knew the way he said, I probably should tell you. I knew it wasn't going to be good. He fell. He was up on a 5-foot ladder and mind you, it's in his shop with a cement floor.
Mm-hmm.
And he was doing something to the roof of his van. I don't know what the fuck he said he was doing. But anyways, he peeled it back and was doing something else. And anyways, he went to shoot a nail into it. And it shot him off of the 5-foot ladder. And he went head first onto the concrete. However, thank God, his right arm came up and stopped his head from bouncing onto the cement. But in the process, he hurt, obviously, his shoulder. I noticed, I've watched John fall before. We were going somewhere. Where were we? Oh, we went to Mount Hood, and he went to step off of a curb, and when he did, his ankle twisted. And that boy is really good at rolling. Like, he gets the tuck and roll thing, and he tucks in because he's a big dude. And he tucked and rolled, and thank God he did. He landed again on his right shoulder and was able to just roll out of it and stand back up. He was fine. He's like, no, I got this. Because Marv was going to help him up. He's like, I got this. And he jumped right up. He was fine. He's had 2 knee surgeries. But anyways, so when he fell off of that ladder, his right arm caught him, and which kind of hurt his shoulder and his arm. And he didn't realize it, but he went and laid down for a little bit. And when he got up, he walked over to get some ibuprofen, and he seen this pool of blood, and he's like, what the fuck? And he looks, and he'd split his elbow open.
Oh.
So he was supposed to go see his girlfriend and her daughter to look at her daughter's bathroom or something. And so he went to go, he called her, or she called him and said, we're running late. And he said, that's okay, no worries. I'm going to be about an hour late. Anyways, he ends up showing up there, and they look at his elbow, and he had split it so bad. She put his girlfriend's daughter put 2 stitches in that bitch, man. I mean, that's how bad it was split.
Oh.
Leave it to Alaska people. They don't mess with doctors. They just do it right there. I already got you open. I'm already right here. Let me squirt some shit in there, make it sting a little bit, and we'll just sew you up. And she sewed him up right there, puts 2 stitches in his elbow. I'm like, damn.
Damn, he's a real soldier, because I don't know if I could do that without no Novocaine.
Yeah, he did it. He did every bit of it. No problem.
Listen
You
to
have a
us,
double-plated
like
forehead. Does that count? You have a double-plated forehead?
That's one thick head. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah. Andy said his wrist is half metal now. And Wanda said so she couldn't do anything for herself, so they put her in the old folks' home until mid-January.
Okay, that's when you got out. Okay. But did you hurt your fingers since you've gotten out of the nursing home? I thought you hurt yourself again.
Yeah,
like did something you were
when she
talking
got the
about.
cast off, she came back home. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, Gigi. Somebody had said something else. I don't know. I was like, oh. I said, oh, Wanda, you suppose at least you got hot meals. Jesus.
I want to know about the double-plated forehead.
Yeah,
You have
Mr.
like
Trump.
I'm curious.
Did you
like
fall on your head?
Now I want to know. No, but stuff doesn't work right. Oh, Wanda.
Mm,
That sucks.
yeah.
Little by little, darling. Just, you can only do what you can do. There's not. It sucks.
It does. I'll vote but yes for that one.
Yep, it does. It sucks. What else do I know? What else did I see in the news? I don't know, but I'm telling you what. Marjorie Green, the Arches, she is so done with this. She's sick of their shit, man. She's holding it. She's holding her own regarding the whole getting those illegals out of the country. Trump threatens to cut off all federal funding to sanctuary cities. Good, do it. Don't threaten that shit. Just do it. Start with Oregon.
Start with Oregon. Put that first on the list.
Mm-hmm. We see all the time. I mean, my Ring notification, 9 times out of 10, if I see my Ring notification, it's because something's happened in a neighborhood, right? I mean, the Ring notification only goes to like my neighborhood area. So, I mean, it's pretty close to shit goes down, but it's constantly like, I'm not kidding you that every single night we hear loud booms and it's like from under the ground, and it's every single night for months now, months and months. And it's like a boom, like it rattles your insides. The other night, it woke me up out of a dead sleep. Scared the shit out of me. So I got up, I looked around, of course, didn't see anything. What am I going to see? Then I got on the Ring notification to see, and I mean, there must have been 15 people that said, "Did you hear that boom? Did you hear that boom? Did you hear that? Did it wake you up?" And it was 3:15 in the morning. And they're loud. I mean, I'm not kidding you. They sound like they're from under the ground, and it rattles everything. Comey plans on taking out all guns from the country. Yeah, well, Carney. Comey. What country? Yeah, start with New York. Well, New York and Oregon and Washington, Colorado. They are definitely, they need to start with those ones. California.
Canada may as well not be a country anymore.
So is that what you're talking about? Is Canada, they plan on taking all the guns from the country? Well, I still think you guys got some gun-toting people. I'm not so certain they're just going to hand them over. I think they've gotten pretty much all the guns they're going to get from those people that they could get them from. I'm not so certain that you've got a bunch of Canadians that are just going to be willing to give them over. Never heard of a plated forehead? No. What do you do with it? You eat your dinner on it? What do you do? I don't understand. Help me. John Candy Chase have a funny scene. Double-plated guy gets hit by lightning. Okay, well, now I'm going to look for the double-plated forehead. Because Oilers is certain that he has one. Now I want to know what it does. Double-plated forehead. If I could spell.
So that's Oilers troll. I saw where you were the other day there, Trumpy.
Double-plated forehead is not a recognized medical term or an anatomical feature. It likely refers to misunderstanding or misinterpretation. In plastic surgery, the term double forehead flap, I already know what that is, refers to a surgical technique used for reconstructing total nasal defects. Okay, well, that's not what I don't know. What the fuck is a double-plated forehead?
He said, well, see, let's just say the human head is not meant to stop a flying bullshoe.
Don't walk behind the bull. It won't kick you in the forehead.
Yeah, I've not seen. I mean, they do shoe bulls, but not.
Do they? Like, I've never seen
Who
a
is
shoe.
Oilers, right? Who is Oilers? Who is that?
Who?
Who's Oilers? Trump loves you.
Second
Wants to know who
personality.
Oilers. When we had the mass event March 16th at the Muslim places in Christchurch, our government requested amnesty for all of you guys, or for the government. Oilers, a slippery bastard Canadian. That's right.
Ugh.
I can't believe Oilers hasn't gotten up here. I mean, he's got nobody to interrupt him today. He could have actually talked today. Fucking Bobby. Fucker.
An amnesty for pew-pews.
Oh. Damn, Bobby. Exactly. Bobby was a dickhead. He can rant all he wants, but he can't fucking be a dick to my subs, my people.
Bobby, come rant at me. I won't even listen to what you're saying. Just the accent. Just keep going. I love
Yeah.
it.
Mouse just wants to hear it.
It's like you can go at me all day long, and I'll just listen to it.
She wants to hear the mofos come out of your mouth.
I will love the accent.
He was, Kai, wasn't he? He was a shit. Slippery, huh? Why would you say such a thing?
Trump, you just have to know Oilers.
I don't know, but Trump loves you. If you ever met Oilers, you'd probably like him. I see that Lori Vallejo's brother claims she was going off the wall. So even, I don't know if you guys know who Lori Vallejo is. She's the one that killed her kids for her boyfriend in Idaho.
Mm.
She went to Hawaii and all these things.
Lori
and was
Vallow.
living this-
Yeah, okay. Lori Vallow. Now I know.
Vallow, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever her name is. Anyways, that woman, oh,
Dumbbell, Daybell, however we're saying it.
yeah.
That was the little boy and the little girl.
Yes.
JJ and Tylee.
Yeah.
The girl was like 16, 15, and the little boy was way younger.
7.
Ah,
Tylee was barely 17.
Mm.
Well, we're not sure. We don't know if she actually made it to the 17th birthday. That was iffy on the timeline. I'm not sure.
yeah, that was.
But yeah, she is back in
I
court
just wish they'd
now.
hurry up and rack her ass.
Well, she was found guilty of conspiracy to help Chad kill his wife. She was found guilty of helping to murder Tylee and JJ. And now she is being moved over to Arizona, where the idiot is. They're allowing her to represent herself, which is wild to me.
Oh,
but
good. Go ahead. Well, then it gets thrown out of court, is what happens.
right. But see, this is on the first murder they conspired with, and that was at the time her husband Charles Gallo,
Yep.
soon to be ex.
Yep.
And that's what she's standing trial for now.
Yeah.
It's a whole circus.
And her own brother blames her for her husband's murder. Her own brother blames her for it. I mean, come on.
Well, and that was the catch. In all of this, they all conspired to off everybody, but they used Alex to do the dirty work and then got rid of him before anybody got caught.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's not here to stand trial or, but it was still y'all all conspired and y'all knew what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's wrong with this world.
I don't know, but I hope they throw the fucking book at her. Crazy bitch. It's like, I mean, come on. You had one job as a mom. Sir Frank, what's up? You need a wrench.
I'm working on
There.
being the Joseph Stone of YouTube.
Oh, God. You always give me these weird fucking names. Now I gotta go find out who that is. Who is it? I'm looking. I'll tell you in just a minute. For those that don't know. Why do I need a wrench? You need a wrench in case there's anybody that you want to follow, Frank. Then you can just click on their little blue name and you can go to their channel and you can follow that way. It just makes it easier for people to follow. You don't have to have a wrench dropped or link dropped or any of that shit. You can just go to whoever you want to go to and see,
Subscribe.
subscribe or check out their channel or whatever. It just makes it easier. Interview with Joe Pistone, former undercover FBI agent who infiltrated the mafia. Oh, okay.
He wants
Well,
to be the Joseph Stone of YouTube.
okay. All right. Well, you do it. You're going to have to start with us not knowing who you are, though. You're going to have to try to do it and us not know who you are. So you can't put things like, I would vote for Kamala, because we're going to know that's you. You're just not FBI, right? Okay. Well,
Are you over 18? Please tell me you're over 18.
yeah. If not, get the fuck out of here. Not really. Don't go anywhere. We know you're over 18. Alrighty then. Oh, I was going to ask you, Kat, you went down the rabbit hole of the Olmec Stampede. And you also watched the one video. What was it called? The one where they crossed the river.
Oh, and Chinkatink, and then the one you sent me, and I was devastated. And I'm like, oh, this. You know what? When you're a kid and you see this, it's amazing. And then as you get older and you meet people like Gigi, and she sends you down a rabbit hole, and then you see it's nothing but abuse and thinning out the herd, I was devastated.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the ponies that cross over certain seasons of the year.
Well, and they
One
make it
place
look
to
like
another.
they're doing it for the good of the horses and the
Yeah.
and that it's bullshit. No, they're not. That it don't have a fucking thing to do with them horses. Nothing to do with them horses.
Mm.
And they were whipping, and in it they go, oh, well, we leave the ponies back. We don't make them do it. Bullshit. We watched them whipping them across the river.
Yeah, that
Colts,
was
babies.
That was
It's
devastating.
one thing. Well, and here's the deal. It's one thing if the horses want to do it, and they do it. That's their thing. But when you're pushing them to do it, that's bullshit. If those horses decide they want to go across a river, they'll go. But for the humans to be deciding where they go, that's kind of bullshit.
Right, so then it makes me believe, so they take them from Chinkatink and put them on Asatink for the summer, and then they force them in the colder months to put them back to Chinkatink.
Mm-hmm.
Because Chinkatink is basically a summer community, and in the wintertime, they'll be on people's lawn eating the grass.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The whole thing was devastating. And then you showed me the one where they were whipping and stuff, and I was like, all right, I've had enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
it's
what amazes me is the crowds are standing there watching these horses drown. Like, what goes through their brain?
I know. I couldn't do it. I can't. And I mean, like I said, we all know where I put the animals on the chain, but it still doesn't mean it just doesn't mean that you get to be mean or neglectful to animals like that. So frustrating.
We have to send that to Mouse so she could see it. It was just heart wrenching.
Wait. I gotta show you this. Okay. So, this is a public service announcement here. When you see When some lady asks you to send her a friend request or money, this is what she's doing. So, are you sure you want to send her money or a friend request? Looks like a business to me.
She's got a lot of phones.
Can you imagine? Look at that.
That's crazy.
So, okay, so you know when we say, "Oh, people buy views," that's what it looks like.
Yeah. There's
All
those
those
100
phones
views
are
they
on
just
yours.
put up in 5 minutes.
We had to move the herd of wild horses every 6 months to the other pasture. We didn't have to take them over water, thankfully.
Mm.
Well, yeah, I have a hard time with the way they round up the whole Mustangs and shit too. I'm not impressed with how they do that shit over here. I'm not. I don't think it's like I said. I mean, I know where the animals land on the chain, but if you don't get to be mean to them just to be mean to them, or
Right.
for you know what I mean? No,
Mm.
crazy, absolutely crazy. Okay, what else we got? Um, Trump cabinet meeting. I need to do some more shorts and get some more of this stuff out. I haven't recorded anything in a while. Sometimes I can do it online, but inevitably if it gets glitchy, then I can't. I have to redo it and do a screen share backstage with just myself, so it's not holding stuff up. I worked on a ranch for a few years. Oh, gotcha, Frank. My granddaughter's first horse trainer was she was in the Mustang program, and it was where they were basically um, they signed people up to take on horses, and they would train them. She would help them, teach them how to, train the horse and get it to. They call it breaking the horse. I always hate saying that, but
Yeah.
um, and so that's kind of um, her whole program at her stable was training Mustangs, and she actually had I think she had 3 kids that had actually gotten Mustangs. They take care of them, they feed them, all the vet, everything, and then they also train them. And it was pretty cool to watch those kids and how they could take a wild Mustang. And these were fairly young kids, like 12, 13 years old.
Uh-huh.
And they were doing really good. It was so good to see the kids um, become um, well versed in teaching something and how you teach it without just bullying it along. For them to teach them in the way that the horse needs to learn. It was really good to kind of watch and see. She was so good with horses. It was impressive to watch her. She did use bits and horseshoes and all that shit, but she was fairly good. She really taught the kids how to care about the horses. And
Right.
oh, you taught Parelli horse training. You should, Sir Frank, you should go check out Rick Gore's channel, and maybe you have. It's called Think Like a Horse. Rick is really good. He is all about the animals. It's not about the people, and he does really well. You should go check out his Think Like a Horse channel. Right, I agree, child of God. Starting a horse, yep, is better phrase than breaking a horse. I agree. The old cowboys, that's what they used to do, is break horses. He will comply. I'll beat him to death until he does. I don't deal well with that kind of stuff. I mean, I might have done that to my kids a time or two. No, just kidding. Well, maybe I did. Better ask Matt. Matt had to go get coffee
He's
because I
still
guess
young. He doesn't want to make it yet. It's too hard.
yeah,
He just needs me to go
I'm gonna buy
outside
him.
and get some fresh air.
I'm gonna make him get a coffee maker.
There's
That's
a
it.
nice birthday gift or a Christmas present. Make it a
Yeah.
little fancy.
Yeah. Not sure which kind I'll get him. He likes that thick shit with the ground still left in the bottom that looks like sludge when you stir it.
Oh God.
I can't. I don't do Keurigs. We had one for a long time, and I gave it to, I don't know, Sean or somebody. But when Kayla lived with us, she loved the Keurig, and she was fine with it. But I got a Bun coffee maker, thank you very much, and I'll just go ahead and keep that. Went camping though. Oh my gosh, that took forever. A Mr. Coffee took 17 minutes to brew a pot of coffee. I said, Jesus, I could have got the French press out and done it quicker. That's
Wow.
17 minutes to brew a pot of coffee in the Mr. Coffee. I'm like, you guys, you're fired.
I can see you and Mouse Jonesing right there for that pot to hurry up.
17 minutes? Oh my gosh, half my day's gone by 17 minutes. No, I'm
17
not waiting
minutes,
17 minutes for a cup of coffee. I would have had 3 cups drank by then.
That's why I got me a bun. No more
Yeah,
daily Mr. Coffee.
yeah.
Please, Mr. Coffee, come on. I know you
Instant.
can do it.
It's instant. You pour the water in, put the lid down, and that shit's running. You better have your grounds in there, and you better be ready because that shit's coming out right now.
And it's already got hot water ready.
And it's hot enough to burn the taste buds off your tongue. So,
All
beware.
right, you're both spoiled. Let's just say you're spoiled.
$100, well
Yeah.
worth the money.
The filters are hard to find, but golly, it's worth it if you can.
Paper. Oh, I do paper filters. I don't like those.
I do too, but you can't get, because mine's, the 3-tier bun. So the coffee filters are commercial size.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't get them from the grocery store. You actually have to go smooze a gas station and say, hey, when you order filters, will you order me some filters?
I was going to say, go through FSA, Food Services of America. I think you can get them through them and just have them ordered and sent right to your house.
What about Amazon? They have everything.
Yeah, Amazon probably has them too. Let me see. I'll tell you.
I just get them from, there's a gas station that orders extra for me, and I buy them through it that way.
Nice.
Yeah, I just do the one coffee pot, coffee filters for bun. Let me see what it comes up with. I better say for commercial bun, huh? Yeah, you can buy. Oh my gosh! So 400 of them for $20. Jesus, that's expensive. I don't use those. I just use a regular coffee filter. Now I'm wondering what size yours is.
She's gonna look for Mouse is 3-tier.
I don't, it's the commercial size.
Okay, let's look here.
I
That's
can
a
make
lot of
tea,
coffee.
I can make tea, coffee, and hot water for hot cocoa all at the same time.
Oh yeah, I only have one. I don't want that much. For one, I don't want it run because you have to leave it plugged in all the time and on because it's constantly got hot water going in it.
Yo. But see, I've always got a pot of coffee on, so I can move it over to a burner and run a pitcher of tea. And still have a burner for the coffee pot.
Sweet Lord, Mouse, that's a big thing.
It's important.
It's like those big ones, and I just have the one. I don't want that much. Plus, I don't have enough counter room, so I just have the one. And I don't usually use. I mean, if I need hot water or whatever, I just pull out the coffee filter and rinse it out and put the thing back in and run me some water. It's usually, I mean, for as long as it's only off of the burner for a couple minutes. Not
Yeah.
long. So yeah, it's usually pretty quick. But yeah, I mean, you guys probably drink a lot more coffee and stuff too. So, um, like I
So,
try
Mouse,
to keep it for
is
a
that
couple.
how you make your iced tea? You start it off hot and then let it room temperature
Yeah.
and then put it to the fridge?
Yeah. If you've ever had one of those iced tea makers, you soon learn, oh, this is just a different kind of coffee pot. It's
Mm-hmm.
still, running hot water
Mm-hmm.
through the filter and into the pit. Well, you can do that with a coffee pot. And I put my tea bag in the coffee filter thing and let the
Mm-hmm.
water run through it, and then mix it up with sugar and more water.
Mm.
Yeah, P Digit says I got a bun. That's awesome, but it pulls a lot of power. It does, which I
Yeah.
tried. I actually took my bun and used it with the first RV we rented.
You would not believe how a
Oh.
coffee pot can pull even a little Mr. Coffee
Mhm.
will flip
Oh
a
yeah,
boat.
that's why it takes 17 minutes to make a pot of coffee in my
Mhm.
RV with that Mr. Coffee. But the bun, oh my gosh, it pulled a lot of electricity, and I realized, okay, that's not going to work because I'd have to shut it off. And a bun, you have to leave on all the time, so I'd have to unplug it if I wanted to run the heater, or if I wanted to plug in the electric
Yeah,
heater, I couldn't.
yeah,
I couldn't run both. And it was like, okay, that's not going to work. So that's how
yeah.
come I said, okay, I'll go to the Mr. Coffee.
It sucks every bit of that 110.
Yep.
I mean, every bit of
Yep.
it.
So now what I do
That's
is I just take
crazy.
a thermos and I make the coffee. I take the 17 minutes to make the shit. Then I put it in a thermos, and then I make another pot of coffee. I would probably hate your coffee. Is it like sludge, Otter? I bet it is, Frank, huh? It's like the spoon stands up by itself, doesn't it? I unplug it if I run the generator. Oh, I see.
Wanda was saying she's been making hers the same way since she left home. Self drip, manual drip, best ever.
Well, it's kind of why I like the bun, because the bun, it basically, it's hot all the time. So your coffee's made in 3 minutes, like literally made in 3 minutes. But it, like with Mr. Coffee, it's like, I don't know, it steams it too much or something. The bun just pours the hot water into it, and it immediately starts draining into the pot.
Yep.
Where with a Mr. Coffee, it's like it keeps steaming that water, and it's a percolator, good old
Yeah.
percolator on the stove.
It's got to boil up. It's got to
I don't
heat
like
up. Then
these
it's got to
things.
send it through it. And usually they steal about 1 or 2 cups of water to, I don't know, that's just the cost of making it through a Mr. Coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you got to pay him 2 cups of water because you're like, man, I put in 12 cups. Why did I get an 8 cup of
I
8 cup of
know, what the
coffee?
hell.
Hey,
I
Outlaw.
noticed when I was gone for the week, normally I shut my Mr. Coffee off, and then when I come back, I clean it, go through it, and do that. That way it's done for the year, whatever. Well, this time I didn't. I just left it on. And when I came back, I had to put extra water in there because it had actually evaporated in that week.
Yeah, yeah. It's the
Two
price of making
cups.
coffee. Yep.
Mhm. What's up, Outlaw?
Hey, Outlaw.
A percolator, they do make really good coffee. I'm telling you what, a percolator does make really, really good coffee. It's like no other coffee. It's just, I don't know. Part of it is too, I think, because when I'm using one of those, we're usually camping, and I don't know what it is, but stuff that you eat and drink just tastes so much better out camping.
It really does.
It's so
So
weird.
percolator is the one you put on the stove and wait for it to boil, and then it
Yes.
percolates through, and then in the little clear thing up top, once it's brown, you know it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yep.
You got
Yeah. That's
the little
exactly the
basket
kind that
thing.
I was burnt with when I was
Yeah.
13 months old. I was burnt with a percolator coffee pot. My mom, we lived in a really small trailer, and she had been ironing, and she went to put the ironing board back, and I was sitting in the high chair. She moved the high chair over, grabbed the ironing board, went and put it in the closet. And before she got the closet door shut, I had grabbed that coffee pot that was sitting on the stove and poured it onto myself.
Oh,
Bad
God.
God. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm. And it had just got done percolating. It was some hot fucking coffee, let me tell you.
Oh.
They put, I was in the hospital for a couple weeks. They put nitroglycerin in tubes, and it was to try to help keep the scarring down or in the infections or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, that's when you could still smoke in the hospitals. And the hospital not only said you cannot smoke in the hospital, you can't smoke outside the hospital. There's nitroglycerin in here, and we all ain't blowing up because you don't have it. So
Boom.
couldn't even smoke on that block. They were like, nope. Mm-mm.
Dadgum.
Yeah, it was bad. I was a hurting unit. My mom called me a tar baby because I was basically, it had burnt me so bad I was black from head to toe. Like it burnt me bad. It was awful. I had scars on my chest and on my stomach. Over the years, they've kind of dissipated. There, I can see a few of them. My friend, she was burnt with hot grease when she was little, and let me tell you what, those scars have not gone away. She still has those like nobody's business. I mean to tell you, they are prominent scarring. Mr. Coffees don't last. I may get a year's worth out of it. I've had my bun for 6 years now. Yeah. And my bun, the only thing I've had to change out was the little on off switch. For some reason, it burned out all of a sudden. It was like, I don't know, a couple of years after we had it. And so I just ordered another button and Marvin put it in, and it's worked ever since.
Cool.
They are worth their money. I love my bun. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah, I'll cry when mine breaks, and I know it eventually will. But I hate Mr. Coffee.
Well,
We do not have a good relationship. I'm impatient, and he's
don't get rid of it when that happens, Mouse. Try to figure out exactly what's broke and then take and order that part.
yeah.
Don't get rid of it. I'm telling you, it will be worth just getting the part and fixing it. Even if you have to take, and buy a couple parts, it'll be so worth it. Versus
Well, actually, that's where I picked
one.
it up from. Was a guy that refurbishes them. He had done it, and I got it for a good price. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, because those babies aren't cheap, especially the commercial ones with the 3 burners.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 2 of those in the restaurant I was at. There's nothing like bun coffee, though. Oh, it's so good.
I don't know. The water's already warm. When you get all this thing, it just spits out the warm water.
Is that BCEC calling? Oh, cat. But you have to find the ones with the 80s, early 90s ones for it to be a good Mr. Coffee. Yeah. Remember the under the counter ones that you could put up underneath your counter?
Yeah.
My aunt, she died, I don't know, like 5-6 years ago. She still had hers. Actually, hers is still sitting under the counter. My cousin lives in that trailer now, but it still works, and it's up underneath the counter, and it's it's. I can't believe it still works. It's a Mr. Coffee, and it goes under the. I mean, it literally bolts up underneath the counter to save space.
Huh.
And then you pull out the water reservoir and fill it up, which is just a square box. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Now, every now and then you'll hear it percolating in there, and that'll scare you because you're like, I didn't have it running. Like it's just the heat water. It's the heat water.
No, Trump. It was my neighbor calling to tell me that something flew off a building.
Because you needed to know that, right? Well, maybe you did.
I don't know. He asked me a question. No, it was somebody's siding came off the building. And I was like, wait a minute, is this a new building? They said no. I said, okay, then I'll report it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Me neither.
What did I just see? Oh, I found this YouTube channel that's it's regarding HOAs. Oh
God,
my
no, I
god.
don't want to hear it.
Oh, you do. You
No,
do
I
want to
don't.
go to it. You fucking do. Oh my god. This one homeowners association burned their fucking house down. They burnt down one of the people's homes. I shit
What?
you not.
How did they
The
get away
fire
with this?
department, dude, they really did some digging to be able to get to do this. This man lived in the home. I mean, it was obvious he was there. The fire department showed up and burnt that bitch down.
Mm.
What the
What's
hell?
up, outlaw?
Hey, Outlaw.
Going on?
That's insane. Like,
Yeah.
we don't do things like that. I don't come to your door and say, hey, that flower pot's in. I mean, Jesus Christmas.
Let me find. I want you to go check this out because these will just fucking blow you away when you see them.
You know I'm going to have to
Just gonna
share
tell
them with everybody I know now, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's pretty bad. HOA.
Oh,
Let me
there
see.
you Oh, fuck all that. There ain't no way I'm living with no HOA.
Oh my god, it's
You
such a
should said our
fucking-
family home in the Poconos is in the HOA. Never again.
Oh yeah,
Places could fuck off.
yeah. I would never buy in an HOA again. My kids are like they are all like, nope, never doing an HOA. Nope, they already know. They've watched enough shit. Marvin's actually taken the lawyer from the HOA to court here. That was so fun. And won. The fucking lawyer quit. He's like, fucking, I'm out. If a layman dude can come and take me to court and they can win, I obviously need to get out of the business. Where is that?
I mean, when you can tell me I've got fees to pay just for living next to other people, and you can tell me what I
Well,
can and
not-
can't put in the yard.
Yeah,
and on the house.
you're paying a monthly membership for them to tell you what you can and cannot have in your front yard, what color
Oh,
you can paint your house.
God, stop
all it
already. It's
tells
not
you.
that bad.
Oh,
They
it
can-
It
is.
is.
They-
It is.
They
Can
fuck
tell you
off.
what color you can paint your house. They can tell you if you can redo your lawn. They can tell you if
Yeah.
you can have what color a house you can have. They can tell you all that shit. I'm telling you, all that shit.
I got a cousin that lives in an HOA. He has like a little garden home, and they make him pay certain fees for having his grass cut.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if he gets if it, but see, that's not how it is. Oh, I died. I ain't
Yeah.
telling my stuff. Go ahead. Yes,
I was just saying what it
townhouses
is
or
for
homes
him.
that are related to HOAs. Yes, they can do all of that.
Oh yeah, they can get really raunchy. It's. I mean, I would never recommend anybody into an HOA. I
Yeah.
would
The only
wholeheartedly
benefit
tell
you
anybody
get out
to
of it,
fuck out of it.
the only benefit you do get out of it is usually lawn service sometimes, and kind of security. You just get a nosy neighbor that has a reason to be nosy. That's the only benefit of being in an HOH.
I
Or an
mean,
HOA.
So
Child of God said HOA is a rich man's prison. Thanks. I'll take that as a compliment.
I'm sorry, but I like the satisfaction of cutting my own grass when I want to cut it.
Mm-hmm. A lot of times, like let's take a condo. You know, you don't have to mow the lawn. The roof needs to be done. The association takes care of all of that, maintains the outside of it, maintains the lawn, the trash pickup. So it's conveniences so that you don't have to worry about the grass being cut or your house getting painted or your roof being replaced.
Right.
Mhm.
So, you know, if you're somebody
I
that's
don't know.
busy or doesn't want to take care of that,
But that's
No.
not in every case, Kat. My roof's
no.
not taken
That's
care
why
of
I'm
in
saying,
an
like,
HOA.
you're like, let's say you live in an HOA, but it's houses. And I don't understand why they have HOAs in houses if there's no community pool or nothing community oriented. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Well, I'll
understand it.
tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because when they made up this HOA, it
Mhm.
wasn't coded regarding how wide the streets and everything were. And so the city could not put it into their fucking process. We had to keep it within an HOA because the streets aren't wide enough. They don't match city ordinances. I mean, the list goes on as to why and so we have to handle our own streets. We also have to handle our own water, our own lights, all that shit.
Got you.
But it's because they hurried up and just decided to stick up a
Community.
community and lickety split. And this was all due to Intel because Intel was growing super fast here. And so they hurried up and wanted to put a bunch of houses in. So they had houses for their people. And this is a result is we all got a bunch of shit houses that were built that are super shitty builds. And it's awful. Thanks Intel. Mind you, Intel gets out of having to pay taxes and all of that shit. So does Nike. Nike don't have to pay any taxes here. Because if they'll threaten to move if they have to pay any taxes.
Right. Unbelievable.
Where is that? I can't find that one. That one, it's really good. The shit they talk about.
I'd like to watch it just for a laugh.
Oh, you would. I'm telling you, you would. You'd be like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Well, they have them on like Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, where the HOA person's ringing the bell. Excuse me, audience number 765-320. You cannot put this here. I'm just like, come on, dude. You crazy?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Here we go.
I'm sorry. I ain't got no patience for that type of stuff. I just don't.
That's crazy, Pete.
Didn't know I'm a federal prosecutor.
What the fuck? Did Andrea come out of the house? Like, what is this?
Oh, that's the house that burnt down? That's crazy.
House while I was on vacation.
That's Andrea stomping the house for a mouse.
Federal prosecutor.
I told you,
I was
homewrecker.
lounging on a pristine Caribbean beach, enjoying a well-earned vacation, when my phone buzzed with an urgent call from my neighbor. Ethan, they're tearing your house down. I sat up, heart pounding. What? Who is? The HOA. They brought bulldozers. Your house is almost gone. I thought he was joking, but when he sent me a video, I nearly dropped my phone. My house, my home, was being warning, no legal notice, nothing. Just
what?
Just an empty lot where my life once stood. I booked the first flight home. The moment my house was gone, reduced to rubble. Standing beside the wreckage was Mark Davidson, the smug president of Mark thought I was just another homeowner he could bully. What he didn't, I'm a federal prosecutor. I don't just know the law, I enforce it. And I got to work immediately. I combed through every HOA rule, every letter, and every permit they filed. Their reasoning? They claimed my house violated some obscure aesthetic guideline. But here's the kicker. Notice. Instead, they forged a demolition order and fast-tracked the destruction. That was fraud. The next morning, I walked into the courthouse and filed a lawsuit so airtight it would suffocate them. Destruction of private property, fraud, trespassing, and conspiracy. But I didn't stop there. I reached out to my contacts in federal law enforcement. If they thought this was just a civil case, they were dead wrong. This was criminal. News spread fast. Local media picked up the story, and soon, national outlets were covering it. The HOA board started cracking under pressure. One by one, members turned against Mark, revealing years of embezzlement and illegal practices. He had been siphoning HOA funds into his personal accounts, all while harassing homeowners with fake violations. 2 months later, justice was served. The judge not only ruled in my favor, but dissolve the entire HOA. Mark was arrested for fraud and misuse of HOA funds. Several other board members faced hefty fines. And me, I walked away with a massive settlement. With that money, I built a new home, bigger, better, and most importantly, far away from any HOA. Think HOAs have too much power? Let me know in the comments. Share your worst HOA
Yeah, and you won't
nightmare,
convince
and
me
don't forget to
otherwise.
subscribe for more insane stories.
That is crazy.
HOA
Of course they do. If they can come in and bulldoze your house, yeah, we got a
I
problem.
mean, that's really crazy, insane. That to even think the audacity to burn somebody's house, I don't get it.
Yeah.
There are so many of those videos. I mean to tell you, this guy, let me just tell you, he has 108 videos in here.
You got to send me
wait,
his
that's
link.
shorts.
I
Let me
really
see how
wanna
many.
know that.
Yeah, mouse. Sorry, Andrea saw a mouse in the house and stomped on
Don't be blaming me. Everybody always blames me. He's a homewrecker. I told you that.
it. Yeah, I'd like for him to pull up to my house and try to tell me and Andrea that you can tear my house down. It's not going to happen.
Andrea's going to stomp on him.
Yep.
She's a homewrecker, just not like y'all think. I mean, she literally wrecks the home.
I missed the part to what reason they gave him to why they tore his house down. Yeah, it did me too, child.
The looks of it, but that was just it. The point being, they didn't even give him HOA due process. There was no
he had no chance.
letter. There was no, I'm giving you 30 days to change it or else.
Right.
They waited until he left and they did it.
Yep. Yeah. There wasn't a reason. That's the thing is he didn't, this guy was not giving it. He was just, I mean, he hadn't done this to just this guy. He'd done it to several other. There's another one where they burnt down the home. They literally burnt their home down. The firefighters showed up. Oh, it's a fucking controlled burn, they called it. And they would not call it off. I mean, this guy, he tried to get them to call it. They would not. They'd burn it down to the ground.
Yeah, that's criminal.
Mishka said Trump just signed an executive order getting rid of regulations on a low-flow shower head. She gives it a thumbs up and a smile. Because now you can take a real shower.
That's right.
Yeah,
I
heard
that shower head for whatever you want.
I heard he suspended all tariff actions except for the one in China.
Well, everybody else complied except for China. China wants to play.
Yeah, he put a 90-day pause on all tariffs except for to China because China's wanting to play hardball with him.
I think we're up to, last I heard, we were up to 150%.
Oh my God.
I know. And China went up to 125.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 80%, 84%.
They changed it. Now they're just copying Trump.
Oh my God. It was I kind of figured that was who it was going to come down to because that's who's hitting us the hardest.
Yeah, that's who we pay most tariffs to.
Yeah.
I just want to point out now that you too can have a pulsating shower head.
China. Yeah. Big dog want China.
China.
Chested, what's going on?
I never spell China with the capital C now. It's always a small C and a capital A. Always.
China.
I don't care what I'm putting it in. It is China.
Jesus.
Like that guy off of Home Alone 2 that was talking about giving Kevin the pizza. You know who I'm talking about? Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Your complimentary pizza.
I posted that link somewhere. Cat, I don't know where it went.
I got it. She got 10,000 followers.
Give you your complimentary pizza. Cheese pizza. Kevin's just like living it up on his dad's credit card.
Yes.
My mom loved that movie.
All right, I'm going to grab more coffee. Boy, I'm sucking it down today.
Dang, you're really drinking a lot of coffee.
I know. This is my third big cup.
Let's see what the police have to say about this. What's the matter? Can't buy anything with your stolen credit cards? And then Kevin runs out of the place, getting away from him.
Hmm.
I
So
know
with
what
your
you-
avatar, can you get any bigger?
Um,
No, I
in
don't
the
mean bigger in the sense. I mean, can we find a bigger woman than this one? Because the last one was tall. This one's really, really tall. So we're gonna
probably
get one that's gonna get to the sun.
no.
What's today's date?
The 11th.
Yep.
Tomorrow
April
night
11th.
it's the pink moon.
Pink moon.
12th, the pink moon.
Yeah, Child of God. Have you ever seen that movie? Home Alone's just one of the funniest movies. The first two. I don't acknowledge the third one. We don't talk about Home Alone 3.
I actually like the first one.
I'm a Macaulay Culkin fan. I don't acknowledge the third one. Because he's not.
Mouse, you getting coffee too?
Mouse?
Mousy,
Yeah.
Oh,
you getting
shit.
coffee too?
Coffee too.
Yeah, Gigi went to get another cup of coffee.
Oh, no. I'm here.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, I'm here.
No coffee, huh?
Oh, I done did my coffee. We're at 2:00 up this end. I've already done coffee. A couple more hours, I'll be doing coffee again.
It's like, Child of God, it's like Smoking the Bandit. We don't acknowledge the last two. And they never happened. They never happened. Only the first one.
I'm just saying, if they remake the Goonies, I'm going to be mad. Enough with remaking our childhood shows.
That's what I'm saying.
There wasn't nothing wrong with the first Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka.
Oh, with Gene Wilder? No.
That was the best. And then we redid it with a creepy, what's his name?
Burton. Tim Burton or Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, got Army Vet in the chat. What's going on, man?
Hey, Izzy, welcome back.
Did you finish your video?
Marva's doing good, Ma. He's hanging in there. I just took him another glass of ice water and
Hi, big dog.
coffee.
There's several things they've written. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Hollywood. I think they're.
I'm a cartoon and anime nerd. I could be here all day.
Y'all better appreciate the movies we used to get, because I'm pretty sure we're not going to get good movies like we used to get.
There is a reason why I will not watch movies past 2009, 2010.
They don't have endings anymore. That's if they're not remakes, then they don't have endings.
Yeah, I don't know.
Grown Ups with Adam Sandler is probably the last new movie I watched. Well, that and Cars 3. That abomination of a Cars movie.
So I see they did an update on that plane crash in Boca Raton, and they said there's 3 dead and 1 injured. So yet again, why I say, well, for starters, I wouldn't get in the air of any aircraft with any aircraft. But if I did, if there, if I had to do one or the other, it would definitely be an airplane and not a helicopter. Nobody lived from that helicopter crash. The airplane, one of them lived.
Buford T. Justice, Big Dog Mom.
I watched Smokey and the Bandits a few nights ago.
I saw
It's
that
just
you
as
son
good.
bitch.
Yep, I loved it.
I go to where to your grave. They put the evidence in the car.
So
There's
you
no
said the plane crashed Gigi to the grounds and one person
Yes.
lived? Wow.
I'm not
Yeah, and
actually.
it burst into flames too. And somebody's actually lived through that. Where a helicopter, ain't nobody lived. I'm telling you, helicopters drop out of the sky like a frickin' anvil. There is
And
no
then
floating.
Big Dog asked, like the helicopter in the Hudson, were there survivors? No, right?
No,
well,
none.
they trying to say that it floated before it crashed?
No. But I've always said that I'm not. I don't. If I have to get in one, it's going to be in an airplane versus a helicopter because a helicopter, once those rotors stop, it's dropping straight out of the sky. There is no floating to nothing. Where with
Mm-hmm.
an aircraft, a lot of times you've got a little bit of float that you can work with. Now, yes, it does like to have power behind it, but even if there is no power, you've got those wings that give you a little bit of air lift so
You
that you're
glide.
going down at a little slower pace, not dropping like, like a
You're
rock.
gliding. Yeah, gliding down.
Exactly. Hence the reason I believe there's one still alive versus all of them being dead. So, yeah, we were in a parts store one day, Marvin and I were, and this guy come in and he started talking about airplanes and helicopters. And he was saying, well, I would much rather be in a helicopter. And so I couldn't help myself. I'm like, oh, well, what's your reasoning for that? Why would you rather be in a helicopter and a plane? He said, well, I have crashed in several helicopters and lived through it. And I said, oh, that's nice. So you've had helicopters crash on you? I mean, I've flown a lot. We've had our airplane for 33 years. And I've never been in a crash. And so when he said he's crashed in many helicopters, I'm thinking, oh, your pilot skills must really suck, or whoever you go with has got shitty
Yeah.
pilot skills. But then I said, he goes, I would much rather be in a helicopter than a fixed wing. I said, really? I said, that's weird. How many crashes have you been in a fixed wing? Well, none. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
they do say that it's statistically more safer in a plane than driving. I've heard that.
Yep, it is. It
There's
used to
no
be. I wouldn't say that it is now. I would not say with the reduction in standards, I would not say that's the case.
There's no way that you could come from my loins. The first thing I'm going to do when I get home is punch your mama in the mouth.
Right? I love that
it's a
line.
great movie.
Black Hawk Down. Exactly. SO, what's up?
Nobody makes Sheriff Buford T. Justice look like a possum's pack out. Except shut your ass.
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. I'll just soon stay out of the air. Marvin still seems to be okay with getting in there. I mean, I know, though, that one night there was an airplane that they had worked on, and they wanted one of the mechanics to take it up for a test flight, and all of them refused to take it up for a test flight. I'm like, what the fuck did you guys do to that aircraft that you would not get on and take it for a test flight? I mean,
For the test flight, beware.
They just had one. I can't remember where it was at, but there was one in Alaska that had just ran off the runway. That mechanic was fired.
You talking about Airwolf with Ernest Borgnine P digits from the 80s? That attack helicopter? One of those 80s.
That was my upset with Boeing. Was you can't. The mechanics should be to blame, but if you're deterring your mechanics to put it off till later, then you can't blame the mechanic.
Well, Outlaw doesn't leave the ground anyway.
I'm going to show you.
Yeah.
I don't get in aircraft of any kind.
Have you ever been on a plane or helicopter or anything?
No. The closest thing to any of that I've ever done is getting on those rides at the fair.
Oh,
The
okay.
swing chairs. That's as high off the ground as I've ever been.
You've never been in a plane.
Okay.
No.
Huh? It's still an experience. I mean,
It
it's
looks-
scary, and the odds are bad these days. But taking a plane is just an
Nah,
experience.
you can miss it.
Airwolf was great, yeah.
You can miss it.
So was the A-Team.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
man,
okay.
that was great.
It's nothing you can't miss. Okay,
No,
here's the airplane. This is what I want to point out. Okay. Somebody lived through this, right? Somebody lived through this airplane crash. Do you see the airplane? Does anybody see an airplane? Help me. Okay.
No.
He lived, somebody is injured. Somebody's lived through it, right? Now that you can hardly see, there's really nothing to see. I mean, there it is, right there. Right here. Okay. But a person lived through it. Now let me go find one of the helicopter. Okay. Now there was nothing left of the airplane, right? Now let me go show you the one of the helicopter. There's a whole fucking helicopter they pull out of it, and all 6 died in it.
Ooh.
How does that something? I'm telling you, that seems strange to me.
Great intro music, yeah.
Where is
That's
it?
My Boy? I don't know if I've seen That's My Boy. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm not getting on no aeroplane or no helicopter.
I used to like it when I'm younger, but now, nah.
I believe I'll just stay on the ground where it's nice and safe.
Tonight with breaking news.
Okay, let's watch this.
Okay.
Okay, it's 5 minutes, but and I
I'll
don't
be
know if I'll
back
play
in
the whole
just-
thing, but we'll see.
Good, I can run to the restroom. I'll be back.
Adam Sandler. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
News, a deadly chopper crash in the Hudson River. It happened late today. A tourist helicopter carrying 5 people and 1 pilot suddenly plummeted into the water below. We're going to play for you now the moment it dropped from the sky. And we are pausing here before the moment of impact. What happened next was a furious rescue effort on one of the busiest waterways in the world. The scene reminiscent of the miracle on the Hudson 16 years ago near the same exact location. But the results today, far from a miracle. All 6 on board killed, including 3 children. A warning tonight, some of the images you're about to see are disturbing. Our team is on the scene of the crash, and Sam Brock joins us now live. Sam, they tried so hard to rescue those passengers.
Yeah, Tom, that's right. According to authorities, divers were in the water within minutes of the calls coming in. Look over my shoulder here. You can still see the flashing lights. That's the scene across the Hudson River as we are learning more about the death of a family. 5 kids involved. 3 children involved.
The terrifying final moments of the helicopter flight captured on video as it fell out of the sky and plunged into New York City's Hudson River.
We have multiple boats still in the water conducting searches for any additional occupants of the aircraft.
These images showing the chopper turned upside down in the water.
We got another person in the water.
Plane was turned around, sitting there in the water, almost like it was floating.
Tonight, authorities say the crash happened around 3:17 p.m., that 6 people were on board that flight, and there are no survivors.
According to the manifest, aboard the helicopter were 6 people. 1 pilot, 2 adults, and 3 children.
The mayor saying it was a tourist sightseeing flight with a family from Spain on board that had taken off from Lower Manhattan.
I have the entire family members. We're lifting them up in prayer.
We were met by the first responders and they told us they did everything they can to try to save these victims, and you can see the trauma in their face.
Dominic Cognata was walking to a flag football game on Manhattan's West Side when he witnessed the crash.
What did you see?
So I just happened to be walking, and I heard it sounded like an engine just dying, and it was like do 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 do, and I just turned, I looked, and I saw the helicopter crash and splash into the water.
A former NTSB investigator tells us the video appears to show the chopper breaking apart.
Well, it appears to me from the video that there was some sort of catastrophic flight control malfunction where the main rotor blade and head and the tail rotor blade assembly departed the aircraft in flight.
Sam joins us again live. And Sam, eyewitnesses are telling you more about what they saw when that chopper went down?
Yeah, Tom, that's right. We spoke to another eyewitness who said it appears that something happened to the tail, dislodging the main rotor of the chopper, causing it to fall in a free fall. Right now, obviously, this crash is under investigation. The NTSB, Tom, is launching its own team. Tom.
All right, Sam Brock, on those final moments. This crash is raising new concerns about the potential dangers of helicopter tourism. Emily Aketa has more.
In the wake of the terrifying crash on the Hudson, tonight, new questions around the safety of helicopters and sightseeing flights. As officials confirmed, today's aircraft was flying for the New York Helicopter Tour Company.
This is based on flight tracking software. A Bell 206 helicopter flying for the tour company New York Helicopters took off from the downtown Manhattan heliport at 2:59 p.m.
At least 30.
Okay, so here, let me point this out one more time. Okay, it's whole. Okay, they all died. The helicopter is, there's a piece of it. I just showed you the airplane that had nothing. It had nothing, and 3 died and 1 lived. But these guys, they all died in a helicopter. It seems quite strange. This is why I say you will not catch me in a fucking helicopter again. I'm absolutely not. And I've been in helicopters before. I have to say, they make it way easier to see shit. They can maneuver around shit really easy. All of those things are true. But when them rotors stop, you're done. You're done. I mean, you're more likely going to die. Where the airplane, I mean, somebody might actually, you might glide to life. Who knows? But I'll guarantee you in a helicopter, you ain't.
That's just crazy.
It just blows me away that you couldn't see nothing of the airplane and 1 person lived. But the helicopter crashed in water and they're all dead. It's awful. Ugh.
32 people have died in helicopter crashes in New York City since 1977, according to the Associated Press. There was a fatal helicopter crash in New York City 7 years ago when 5 sightseers drowned after an open-door flight crashed in the East River off the Upper East Side. The pilots survived. In 2009, an even deadlier incident. 9 people died when a sightseeing helicopter collided with a private plane over the Hudson River. The iconic skyline, a magnet for tour operators, while also seeing both private recreational and commercial aircraft traffic.
There is quite a lot of traffic there just because it's a populous center, but I don't think that's an issue in this case.
Jeff Gazzetti is a former NTSB investigator.
It is a well-regulated industry. It has to meet FAA standards, but there have been some tragic crashes around the country and around the world involving air tour helicopters. You know, the idea is to give passengers somewhat of a thrill ride, and sometimes that increases the risk to these types of flights.
Emily joins us now on set. So, Emily, we know these trips are popular. How common are these helicopter crashes?
So while there have been some high-profile tragedies, that the rate of fatal helicopter accidents actually hit its lowest level last year in 25 years. Sightseeing tours making up about 15% and on non-essential helicopter flights over the city. Tom.
Okay.
Shit, I didn't realize I was muted. Been talking the whole time.
Yeah, I was like, what are we listening to? I mean, I don't know. That's just tragic. A whole entire family.
Mm-hmm. That's awful. Ugh. I can't even imagine. Well, yeah, I can, but I just, I don't know.
Where'd
I've
Mouse
said it
go?
for a long time.
Where'd
I would
everybody
not,
go?
I know, they all left.
Hmm.
They're sick of our shit. They've had
Yeah.
enough. It's okay. We've been doing 2.5 hours.
It's all Trump's fault.
Yes, it's all Trump's fault. It's always Trump's fault.
Hey, Sasha. I haven't seen Sasha in a hot minute.
Yeah, that
Yes,
poor
Wanda.
family host.
Sorry, Gigi. Wanda had asked me that if I'm doing better. Yes, and Wanda, I just started rewalking again, so a little every day.
She getting there.
Getting there. Getting there, but this time feels it's different. Way different.
Well, number one, I think the healing process is completely different than it was last time.
Mm-hmm.
There's Mouse. She's back.
Come back.
I was like, wait a minute,
Well,
Mouse, how
here's
long? Where's
something to
everybody
take
going?
into account. The number of reporting on these crashes have increased by 200%. However, the amount of flights that are fine is 9 million times more.
So, like drivers on the road?
I don't know. I know that their standards have been reduced. I know that even the standards for flying for pilots have been reduced. The standards for maintenance has been reduced. When you put those two things together, you're asking for fucking catastrophic events to end up happening. It's going to happen. I mean, it's just you can't take away all the precautions and then expect everything to go great. But they do shit like that because, well, it costs a lot more to keep the maintenance going or this or that. Okay, for instance, now most of the airlines, they don't keep parts on the shelf for when something goes wrong. They have to get those parts in, which means they have to wait for them to be ordered, which means that their aircraft's down, which means every minute that their aircraft's down, they're losing money. It makes for a huge problem in the end because they'll do things like, well, just take that part off and let's swap it out with another one from another aircraft. And then let's take this one and we'll just clean it and fucking, Mickey rig it. And then we'll be able to use it until we can get another part in. Well, you wonder why planes are dropping out of the sky when you do shit like that? Hello.
We left 2 people on the space station because of Boeing.
Mm-hmm. The thing about it is and this is why flying is such a big thing for me in the sense of course, it's been in my family forever, but you cannot stop. You can't turn around. You can't park on a fucking cloud. You can't get out and check underneath. None of that shit can go on. When you're in the air, you're in the air. And to get turned back around and land again, it's not as easy as, oh, I forgot something at the house. I'm going to turn around the next street here and drive back. It's not that easy. You don't get to do that with an aircraft.
Yeah.
So
Frank said it does happen. We call it the Swiss cheese model.
It does happen. That's what we're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're asking for problems when you do shit like that. I don't think it's a good idea. I just don't. I think, this whole thing of them reducing, let me put it this way. At where Marvin works at, they used to have about 20 mechanics on each shift. On each shift.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of times, Marvin's the only mechanic.
That's crazy.
One mechanic.
And if they won't get them parts, they can't fix it.
Exactly. And the thing about it is you want that mechanic to put his name on something that you've gave him a fucking cheap part or one that's, had to be refurbished or whatever in a drop of a hat so you can hurry up and get that aircraft back up in the air. Well, that mechanic may say, I'm not putting my name on there. You kiss my ass. You want me to do this and then you want me to put my name on it and then I get fired because something bad happens.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happened to the guy up in Alaska. The plane went off the end of the runway. That's, fucking couple $1 million that's gone. The aircraft's ruined. It's gone.
And they want to put it through the body shop and fix her up.
Well, yeah, we'll use, even if we'll just use parts off of it and this, that, and it's, you're asking for problems when you do. It's not that certain parts cannot be used again if they were workable parts, but you still have to, all that shit has to be thought out, and they don't think about stuff anymore. You know what worries me the most is the FAA is looking at my husband now going, hey, you do pretty good over here with the FAA. And Marvin's going, no, I'm 5 minutes from retire, and I am not going into another career. She's all ass. Pick a spot. Who? Huh? You talking about my ass, ladies and Blaze?
No, the plane. It's all ass. Pick a spot to land it.
But why Americans so much more, and why is why we aren't cracking down on it? Well, I think that you're going to find that there is going to be some things that will come into play. I can't imagine that all these crashes are going to continue without getting the Trump administration's attention and them going, hey, I mean, let's be honest. They just had 2 planes clip each other, the wings on the fucking ground in DC.
Yep.
They just clipped each other with congressmen on board. If that's how much they're congressmen, they're supposed to be they're supposed to be protected and all this shit. If those people can be on a plane and the wings are getting clipped, dude, I'm pretty sure not a one of us means shit to them. So they don't give a shit whether we crash in a plane or not.
Jesus.
Nope.
Nah, I'm not. I don't trust it.
I've heard that 4 times out of your mouth today about planes.
I don't. I mean, I've watched just too much shit. Congressmen are irreplaceable. I know, but in the eyes of the government, they're not. You know how that works. I mean, who's going to take all our money? Happened, a plane hit another plane on the tarmac. No, that's what they clipped each other's wings. Like, I don't know how. I understand the airplanes are big, but you still, come on, really?
Don't you see each other? Like, really? You can't be that blinded.
Well, I kind of think about it like with my RV. My RV is 35 feet long. It's extremely wide. You have to, every time you're driving it, you have to think about what you're doing. It's not like getting in your car and it's just going to travel behind you and you don't have to worry about it. You have to worry about the curbs and how wide you're taking your turn, and you got to make sure of this shit overhead. And well, airplanes are just like that. They got wingspan that's, extremely long. You have to think you got a tail behind you. There are many things that come into play that you have to think about regarding, and a bump can fuck up your whole plane. If you hit a bump just right and it has a huge dip in it, if you strike your prop, your entire engine has to be rebuilt. Just it getting struck has to be rebuilt. You're done. I mean, you literally have to put in a new $15,000 engine. Well, it's probably more than that now, but. So those are kind of mistakes you can't make. You cannot, it's the same thing with clipping wings. I don't understand how you make this mistake as a pilot. But you know what? I really do understand, because it means the lower in standards have caused these people, they don't give a shit. They give anybody a fucking pilot's license now. I bet with just the little bit of knowledge that I have with flying, I could probably go get a fucking pilot's license. That's scary. You do not want me in the air flying, trust me. First of all, I have a really bad case of road rage. Can you imagine me in the air?
No. You'd be like in a jet doing them 180s and 190s.
Motherfucker, why are you stopping in front of me? We're in the middle of the air. Pew, pew, pew.
I had a 150 Econoline van. She's a beast. She's huge. And when I started driving that thing, I still thought I was in my little car. And so, I would take up my part of the road and half of somebody else's. And it was, well, you better get the fuck out of the way because I'm bigger than you. Move. Now, with age, I've gotten a little better about not being like that. Thank God with the 35-foot RV. But it's still, I mean, I can see where people would just, they can almost become bullies when they're out there. And same play with, those planes that clip, the one pilot was saying, no, I'm going here. It's my right to go here. No, it's my right to go here. No, I'm going here. And both of those egotistical motherfuckers ended up hitting wings.
Yeah, because neither one of them would move over a little. Wasn't going to do that.
I'm telling you what, I would have been the first one out of my seatbelt and at the door going, open up this fucking door. No, we aren't going anywhere. Not with me on this plane. Get me off first. Okay, Allah. There's no way. I would not fly anywhere after they've clipped wings or anything. I mean, I'm sure that they took those planes back and checked them and went through that whole process and put people on another aircraft. Oh, no, you give me a completely different airline. I'm not riding with you. Oh, hell no. I feel like there would be less rage in the air because the most part aircraft try to stay away from each other. So I feel like the only time they would have the rage is in the ground. Well, you would think that, but that's not the case.
Right?
Yeah, that's the problem.
You still get in each other's way, and somebody has to drop 200 feet. But
yes. Well, I mean, we see it all the time. We see midair collisions all the time. And I mean, you have a whole fucking sky and you two couldn't stay away from each other? Well, if one has to be... Well, and that's exactly what happens. One's coming up. He's just left an airport. Another one is flying over. Maybe they're not good pilots. They don't, they're not thinking about their surroundings, whatever the case may be. But in the process, there are pilots that don't even have a radio in their aircraft. They fly without radios. Yeah, that's scary, huh?
So how would they know where anybody's at?
Exactly. Some guys don't even use the radio. They're scared to use them. And when you get in high traffic areas like here in the Portland area, any city areas where there's a lot of traffic, air traffic going in and out, dude, if you don't have your radios, you are looking for an accident.
Yeah.
So even the guy that has a radio, it doesn't matter. If he has a radio, if the guy that's in the air that doesn't have a radio flies by and smacks it, he's still going down.
Yeah.
I mean, birds take aircraft down. Just a small bird can take a duck can take an aircraft down. Another issue is the reliance on the electronic system in the big commercial airlines, like the TCAS, that they pay attention to the system. But there are times that the TCAS doesn't work, like on the ground or taking off or landing. Well, yeah. But the thing about it is you do understand that now most of the aircrafts that they're flying now are all done by computers. So really the pilots don't have no shit. They know how to push that button. And make it land, and they know how to push that button and make it take off, and they know how to push that button and make it stay at 35,000 feet, and they know how to push that button. That's the kind of shit they know. So in reality, yes, they are supposed to know how to fly the aircraft, and they probably did when they first started out. But if all you've done is push buttons for the last 5 years, you're not even going to think about that kind of shit. Think about it. I moved from Idaho to Oregon, and they pumped my gas in Oregon. When I went back to Idaho, I looked at the goddamn gas pump like it was an alien. I had no idea. I'm like, what do I do? Where do I go? Because somebody's been pumping my gas forever.
And I haven't pumped my own gas in forever.
See? So it's like you get to the gas station, you're like, yeah, what do I do? Which button? Do I Ooh. Oh, okay. Maybe I should read the directions. Okay, it says lift.
Leaded. I
You know,
guess.
push this button. Do you want to enter your rewards number? Oh God, I got to do that too.
Yes, it's
Can't
manual.
can't you just tell by my face? Come on. I saw a short where an air traffic controller told a plane not to take off due to birds. They ignored and took off into the engines, and it had to land. Yeah, and that's the thing. You say, "Oh, and it had to land." Yeah, but you don't just go, "Okay, I'm going to turn around right when I hit the bird and turn around and land." That's not how that goes down. Now you got to get up to whatever elevation they want you to get up at, because there's planes coming in and out. You can't just turn around. You have to get up to the elevation they want you to, and then you got to turn the plane, and then you got to go back, and you got to go back to where you were to land the plane where you started at. You don't get to turn around and and land it the same way you took off. So I mean, there's a lot that goes into that shit.
Did you fall?
No, I didn't fall. My shit fell low.
Oh, okay.
Like, what the fuck was that? It was just a bottle of lotion. Jesus, it sounded like a truck fell out of the sky. My best friend is a pilot. What'd that just say? I miss her. It's a life. Never at home. Never hardly. That's why I get out of. Yeah. The problem with going as a pilot is that's why Marv didn't do it, was because you just couldn't make enough money at it. I mean, so he decided that it was better if he just became the mechanic. Now he just flies a little plane, and every now and then he gets to fly the jets, but not very often. Usually he's just moving them around the tarmac.
I think Marv needs to retire.
Oh God, me too.
Be careful. Be careful what you wish for.
I know. Trust me. I've thought about that. I
We
might
should
have to
have
get
a
him.
good hiking buddy.
Well, yeah, I may have to get him another job though, just to keep him.
All right, part-time job.
Again, be careful what you ask for.
Well, this is what I've actually wanted to do for a long time, is him to just go so that he doesn't go stir crazy, because he's a workaholic. So if he did annuals on general aviation aircraft, in other words, he takes 2 days. It's about what it takes a day to look over the aircraft, go through the entire annual, and then a part of a day of paperwork, and then he's done. And so if we could just go from spot to, I'll schedule the annuals, and we go from one place to another place to another place until, and he just does annuals along the way. And we wouldn't always have to schedule an annual, but if there is somebody in the area that's needing an annual, then we could schedule it, show up there, spend a couple days him working on it. I could help him with the paperwork. We get it all done. And then we go play around in that area for, a few days or whatever, and then move on to another area. That's kind of what I'd like to be able to do. But in all reality, I think he is to the point where when he's done, I think he will be done. My problem is that's where hiking is going to come into play, because I have to keep him busy or he'll go stir crazy. I mean, he just can't. It'll drive him nuts. He'll go nuts. So I have to keep him busy. I just don't know what, besides putting him to actual work, I'm not sure what that'll be. Who knows? Maybe we'll be one of those campers that we go to different campsites and we help them clean up or whatever, and then we move on from that area after a week or whatever. I don't know, but it's going to have to be something to keep him occupied, or I'm telling you what, he'll go stir crazy.
Yeah.
Do I get discounted flights? We actually get free flight benefits, but you get what you pay for. I ain't getting on.
She's not using them.
Those fuckers can sit there and rot.
And you really want to fly with the pro bono pilot, they'll go right ahead.
Well, and everybody has always been like, oh, well, you get free flight benefits for people too, right? You get flight passes for, yes, we do. No, I'm not letting anybody have flight passes. That's my husband's job. If you get pissed off, all it takes is you to take one of those flight passes, get pissed off at the ticket counter, and they literally will fire my husband for it. So we We don't like to give those out because of that.
Say we don't share.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but we don't share because I mean it's his life. It's our livelihood. We can't. We can't. That's just a risk you can't take.
Yeah,
He
you
has
gotta-
one cousin that he has actually gave them to a couple times. Most of the family members won't even use them because they're like, "Fuck you, I want to get there." That's the other thing is you're on standby, so you get the free flight passes, but you could be sitting there waiting for 3 flights before you get one out, or 3 days worth of flights before you get out. And if you've got to be somewhere and you got to be back in a certain time, those free flight passes probably ain't going to work real good for you. The RV slide is fixed. You know what it was? The batteries weren't charged enough to push the slides out. That's all it was.
That's crazy.
Oh, I was so frustrated. I still can't believe it. And the fact that I left the slides in for the whole week because I was too afraid that they wouldn't go back in. But they had no problem. Once the chassis, the house batteries were completely full, the slides went in and out, no problem. So thank God. But I am getting breakers because these are really hard to find breakers. I've got 4 more breakers, I think, 3 or 4 to find. And I'm getting those first before I'm going to let Marvin take the breakers that are off underneath there and clean them and make sure there's no corrosion or anything like that. Because I'm afraid if he takes it off, then that breaker's not, one of the breakers won't work, and then I won't have a replacement. So I want a replacement before he does any of those, especially since it's working now.
Smart thinking.
Yeah.
All right, ladies. I am going to go and make some lunch. Everybody in
make
chat,
this some lunch.
Mouse, Gigi, have a great day and a wonderful weekend.
You too. Don't work
All
too
right.
hard.
I'll talk to you later.
Have a good one, Kathy.
Thanks for hanging out. Bye. Yeah. The batteries, we'll add that to the list, right, to stock up on. Batteries, my batteries are actually good. I just needed to make sure it's an inverter. If you don't have that inverter on when you're driving, then the batteries won't charge up. And I didn't have it on. I didn't even think about it, to tell you that, Scott, truth.
Battery's got to be charged.
Yeah. Well, and now, mind you, once we got to the campground, we plugged into electricity. But the batteries on the rig have to be charged. The other thing I'm going to look at, though, is how to manually take a drill and move those slides back in. Because if they ever do go out, I need to know that I can still move that RV and, get it home or whatever, get it to a maintenance shop. So I need to be able to know how to get those in. So that's my other thing I'm researching now, is to see if I can find where it is that you put the drill on there and let the slides wind back in. So, and as long as you had, and as long as you have that, then you don't have to, even if you, say your slides weren't working, you wanted to put them out. You could use a drill and it just wind them out. And then when you're done, you just wind them back in. So, but I got to figure out where that little thing is to do that.
I didn't know they would do that.
Yep. Thank God. I've seen where huge dudes, though, have had to push some of them in. Like they won't have that. And so they just have to literally push the slide in. I just think, oh my God, what are you ripping up underneath there when you do that? So, yeah. Besides that, Pentagon removes Greenland base commander. Oh, after what? Oh, Jesus. She looks like a DEI. After Vance visit. Oh. Pentagon removes Greenland base commander Susanna Myers after Vance visit. Oh, he must not like her.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to read and see what that's. Yep. China raises UF tariffs to 125%. Of course, our stock is just dropped. The stock market's just fucking.
Of course it is. All that insider trading going away and Yeah, the guilty people running and dumping stuff. I'm sure it's
Yep.
going
Yep.
crazy.
Well, the other thing is I think they want it to be bad for Trump. They're trying to make it so it's bad. If they dump all their stocks, then it looks bad. Things start going down. It's just not good. I mean, it just looks bad for Trump. They want this to
Oh
happen
yeah.
this way.
Oh yeah.
And like Trump said, go ahead. It's okay. We have to take some hard knocks to get back to where we need to be. And it's just the way it has to be. I mean, we knew we
Trump
were going to have
has
to make some sacrifices.
Trump has honestly, he's always been rough for the stock market. The stock market is kind of an aura of fears and cheers. If he walks across the stage, say with the starting soft drink, those stocks are going to rise just out of that one motion. So it's not something you can predict. But at the same time, as he started to change policies and legislation, I totally expect the stock market to flip flop while they're rearranging it to get in accordance with the new rules.
Well, I also think that there's things that, I mean, we got to pay the piper. For 4 years, the stock market looked great. That was false. That was totally false.
Yeah,
The
'cause
Democrats were just throwing money into that son of a bitch to look
and
like things were great.
sucking money right back out. Trust me, they got better than they put in. But it was
Exactly.
the insider trading. So yeah, they had it stable to their agenda. But to rip apart that agenda is going to destabilize the stock market until it settles back out where it should naturally be held.
I mean, how many people were going, "Well, how come gold hasn't went? Gold should be going down. Why is it still going up?" I mean, the whole 4 year, why is it still going up? Same with silver. It was like the weirdest thing. It didn't go
Yeah.
the way it was supposed to go at all. And I truly believe that it's because the Democrats manipulated that shit. The
Yeah.
elite had their hands in there.
Yep, I totally agree. Now we just wait and see who we can prosecute, who we can sue.
Mm-hmm.
The pendulum of justice always swings back. Now it took a while, but it's swinging back.
Not to change subject, but did you see the butter recall? I did. Carrot cream extra premium butter 17 due to coliform bacteria fecal
Ew.
matter. Ew. Oh, well, last time it was because they forgot to put butter on the fucking label.
Or milk, yeah, milk product. Like we don't know butter's a milk product. How do you think they make it?
I just couldn't. Oh, nope. They've all got to come back because somebody might eat that butter and they might be allergic to it. Right. Because they didn't know they were allergic to it before. Come on.
Right, and you don't know that butter's like. Come on, we've all sit through kindergarten. We know how butter's made. We know it's from milk. Of course, it's a milk product.
Anytime now when they do a recall, I'm like, yeah, what's this all because of? I mean, there's something. They're behind. They're doing it for another reason, not because they're trying to keep us safe. Let's be honest.
It's
Same
to
way with
alleviate
COVID.
lawsuits. It is actually to alleviate lawsuits.
Well, sometimes I don't even think it's that. I think it's to make hardships for everybody. I see now we're doing it with the butter. That's going to make butter go up. There, I mean, it's a vicious circle.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine there's a lot that goes on in that industry. One turning the other one in. That kind of dirty.
Well, and I think these elites, they get together and they go, okay, how can we make this to better us?
How can we make that other company that's not in our little circle go away?
Yeah. I think they know what they're doing. They got this shit figured out. And because the Republicans have let them do this shit for so long, now half the Republicans are in on it. I mean, I don't trust none of them. I'm sorry, I don't. I do not trust none of them. Not a fucking one. Not Cruz. None of them. I don't trust them. And I always think the end result, there's so much shit. They tell us way less than they actually tell us. So they may tell you certain things and sound like they're being transparent, but I'm going to come right out and tell you, I don't think they're nearly as transparent as they'd like us to believe. They're more transparent now than they were during the Biden or any other fucking administration, but I don't think there's so much they're not telling us.
Oh, always.
Easter baking products. Yeah,
But
true.
at the same time, as strange as it sounds, I don't need to know everything my government's doing. I mean, yeah, if it's screwing me over, I'd like to know. But like war plans and this I don't need to know all that stuff.
Well, here's the deal. Maybe we don't need to know, but here's the deal. Let us decide that. This is our fucking country, not the government's country. This is our country. We should know what the fuck's going on. Yes, the war is a bit different because you can't fucking show your cards or you're going to lose. Hello.
Yeah.
But when that is just that part. All the other shit, though, I'm sorry, it should all be laid out there, and we'll decide whether we want to know it or not. But it should all be laid out there. It should all be literally coming from the White House. All that should be laid out. Everything that we need to know, everything that they do and don't do, we should know about. I just think we should. How are we supposed to make an informed decision if we only know half of the information?
Well, and that's to only speak on the stuff that we have a say in.
But it's supposed to be our country. We should have a say in everything. We should have a say in everything. It's our country. It's not the government's country. That's what I think people have for so long have thought, well, the government, it's kind of their deal. No, it's not. It's ours. That's the problem, is we've let them just go, okay, well, it's kind of like having a mom and dad. We don't have to worry. We just got to be teenagers and do stupid, fucked up shit. And mom and dad will worry about the consequences of it. We just do what we do. Well, we got to stop doing that. We got to start paying attention to shit. We got to know what our government's doing. And we got to ask questions every fucking day. There are tons of questions should be asked. Like what they're doing, like from 1 minute to the next. And I know it sucks because we need to know it, but we really do need to know it. I mean, like, I totally get what Trump's doing right now with the tariffs. I know what his whole motive is. You know why? Because he told us. Exactly. He came right out and said, tariffs, they are made for, what was the word that I used the other day, Mouse? They're used
for leverage. They're a tool.
Yes, it's a tool. That's
okay,
what it's for.
It's weird to say that. He used tariffs as a tool. What tariffs are people paying their own bills to ship out their products.
Right.
So,
but it's used as leverage. I mean, the whole tariff,
definitely
it's all to say either you do this or we do this. That's what it's
exactly.
for.
It wasn't to break a country, break us, or break another country economically.
Or make us rich. It was never made for that.
Yeah, it was used to leverage them back into a fair position.
Mm-hmm.
You either make it fair for us or we're just going to make it unfair for you too. And I still think that's fair.
The other thing is this is one of the things that frustrates the shit out of me. Doge has found so much fraud and so much stuff. If they found the fraud, they know where the fuck it's going at. They know where it started at. They know if they found it, all they got to do is look at that paper trail and go right back to it. Why are there not any arrests made? Why aren't getting, I don't give a shit. It should not, if you can find it in this amount of time, then you know the names, you know what the hell they were up to, and there should be charges filed against these people at the very least.
What we're not getting from this audit is, in the end, who kept the money?
Right. Because those are the people that should be held accountable.
Yeah.
If so-and-so stole money and gave it to me, I am going to be an accomplice in it. That is me as well, because now I have the stolen goods. Well, it's the same way with these people. Really? 100, how much was it? How many people was it? It was 15 million people at 120 years old were getting checks. Where the fuck is that money?
What people? Like, let's finish.
Where'd that money go?
What people? Whose account did those checks go into?
Exactly. And don't tell me that they don't know. Don't tell me they don't know where that money went. It takes 5 minutes. They know exactly where my fucking money is. They know exactly where my money came from out of my checking account. You cannot tell me they don't know where that money went. Bullshit.
Exactly.
You know what? It's the same thing with these phone companies and having all these scammers and shit. Don't tell me that if you held these phone companies accountable, if you held the internet service accountable and said, okay, it came from your internet. So you either get rid of these people or you're going to be held accountable. You know what? I bet Google would be right on that shit.
If I can be accused of a crime and my phone be taken and the pings recorded and somebody know where I've been the last 3 days, weeks, months, then you can't tell me you don't know where these scam calls are coming from and you can't stop it.
Exactly. It's bullshit. And the fact that they let it continue, this is what I'm talking about. And so this deal with Trump and the Doge, and yes, I want to see, and I will continue to keep putting out shorts on where they're finding the money at and all that. But I need heads. We need to see some heads rolling.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. And if you don't show us the heads rolling, then guess what? Trump, Vance, Elon, all of you cocksuckers are in on it. If that's the case. If you're not going to give us names, then you're part of the problem. So cough it up, motherfuckers. We're done playing. We're done. This is bullshit. As the people that are supposed to, it's our country. It's not the politicians' country. It's not the government's country. It's the people's. It's ours. So we need to make them be held accountable. We need to make sure that they're answering these questions and the heads are rolling. And anything less is absolutely incompetent, and it means they're part of the problem.
And I don't want to hear Pelosi's too old to face prison. I'm sorry, I don't want to hear it.
No, I don't give a shit. Nobody's
She's going. I want to see her go.
Can we yell they're fired when you don't stand on job?
Yeah. Vote. Elections. That's how we hire and fire.
Well, and the other thing is with this election, it needs to go it should be every state and every one of them. If you want to be in and vote for who is president, you have to do it through paper. Absolutely no mail-ins unless you are literally out of the country fighting for our country. That's the only way.
Right.
Nobody else. I don't give a shit. I don't care if you have to take the whole fucking nursing home down to the goddamn elections office and I don't care. I don't care. For starters, if they're bedridden and can't get out of the bed, they probably can't think too clear anyways, and they probably shouldn't be voting. So let's start there. And they're probably not paying any taxes at that point, everything anyways, because they're in a nursing home and all their money's going to the home. They're not getting, there is no taxes. Yep. So you know what? They don't need to vote at that point. Sorry, but that's just the way it is. I mean, unless you're capable of going down to the elections office, your ass shouldn't be voting unless you're fighting for our country. And that's the only absentee ballots that should be put out. The only ones is for military. That's it.
Right.
Nobody else. And here's the deal. If they changed it to where it was a federal law that if you do not do election voting, what do you call it? In-person voting,
right?
Then your votes don't count. Your state will not get to pick the president.
Is it?
How you like that?
Is it so wrong to add? I mean, I didn't get the deal with where in order to vote, you had to have a valid ID. Why'd that make everybody so angry? Even if you can't drive, you can still go down to the DMV and get a government ID. This just says you are who you are. It doesn't mean you can drive, but
it's an ID.
Yeah. And, if you're a citizen, you can get it. Mm-hmm. Even if you're too old to drive, you can still get an ID. How did that prevent anyone from voting? Because nothing is preventing you from getting that ID. Just the
Well,
basics.
and the other thing is this bullshit of, okay, so when I worked in the nursing home, they let people come in and vote, help these people vote. Well, I don't know if you watched them, but when they actually go over, when they have the conversation with the resident in the nursing home, the elections person goes over the questions and they'll ask it in a way that basically fears that person into voting the way they want them to vote. Not the way the person wants to vote, but they'll fear them into it. So you're talking about a lady in bed who's blind and she can't even write her name, but she can talk.
Right.
And she listens to the news every night. So she has some kind of an idea what's going on. But in the process, this election person comes in and explains each one of the election, each one of the boxes and what it says. And then they'll explain it to them. So they use their own terms for explaining whatever this person is running for. Well, I'd sat and listened to a lot of them and could tell right away that they were literally making it to where these people were going to vote blue, no matter what. Well, in this guy, he's against Medicaid and he's against Medicare. He would like for it to be gone, and they'll explain it all in that way. It's like, are you serious? That's literally, instead of reading what it says in the election ballot pamphlet, they'll shortcome it and say, and explain it their way. Well, that person's going to vote because now they're scared. They just heard you say that they're going to take out Medicaid or Medicare, whatever, raise your insurance, fucking, whatever the case may be. And they scare these people into voting. And these are the people that are going in those nursing homes and getting the votes for these people. And that's how they do it. So when they leave there, they got all blue votes when they leave.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Easy peasy.
It's just bullshit. Is Ma leaving? Okay. I must head out. Okay. Loud here with all the boys. Don't shut the fuck up. Just kidding. They're bigger than you. Don't say that, Ma. Well, if you do, just make sure you got a cast iron frying pan.
You know what happens when you tell a fucking room of boys to hush.
Oh, what I do in my house, man, they shut up because shit starts flying. They know better. You have a good day, Ma. Have a good weekend. It's Friday.
Hey, Weston.
How are you, Weston? And it's what we've been on a little over 3 hours. We did good, right?
Yeah.
We talked a lot of shit about nothing. I mean, you know.
Well, and here's the thing. We got to keep talking these politics all the way through the primaries. Because if we don't hop over the primaries with red tickets, then we're back to square one.
Well, my channel's not ever probably this channel, unless I change it completely over to hiking or whatever. This channel will probably always talk about politics because here's the deal. It does concern your life. And even after 2 years or 4 years, it's still going to, it's going to affect us. And we have to be educated. We have to have knowledge. If we don't have it, we're screwed. I mean, this is why we're sitting in the situation we're sitting in. This is why the government has taken over our country, because we've let it happen. The stock market does not look good, I'm pretty sure. And I don't want to look at it again, Weston. It's not pretty. And this is what I tried to tell Marv. Just don't look at it, okay? Just wait. Just wait. There's no reason to look at it. You're not taking anything out today, so why look?
I know. It's woof. The anxiety.
Right now, it's too much. You just can't. China raises tariffs on goods. Yeah, it's not good, Weston. It's going to be vital. I know. Yeah, it's not good. But like I said, it's like anything. It's like if you've screwed up for years and years and years in paying your bills, and then you get to a point where you're like, okay, I need to get this shit straightened out. And you start paying there's going to be lots of things that you got before because you weren't paying your bills and you were buying stupid shit or whatever the case may be, that you now cannot buy the stupid shit no more. You actually have to sacrifice all those things that you really, really wanted to get your shit caught up. It's the same way with this. For 4 years, we all got to do whatever we wanted because fucking nobody was in charge and the fucking monkeys were running the asylum. And now we got to pay for that. Now we got to pay for it. So get ready. And it's not going to be pretty. This is what people really need to understand. With the stock market, I'm not as much worried about the stock market as I am about keep people accountable. I think if we hold these government people accountable and we throw the book at them and heads roll, we will see a different government in the US. I think that it will change because they will realize once it's like, if you walk up to a stove and it's never on and you never worry about it, you'll fucking put something on the burner. You'll never think about it. But if that burner is always hot, you'll think twice about setting something on there. You'll double check to see if it is. And I think this is kind of the same way.
Yeah.
These politicians, they'll do a double take as to whether they should really run or not, because there's going to be a lot more at stake. We're going to run you through the gamut, and we're not going to let you get away with shit. And you're not going to steal all our money because we're going to catch your ass. But we have to keep people like Trump in office that actually pisses off people and makes it, because there's lots of things that Trump does that I go, what the fuck did you do that for? You know what? I don't get to make all those.
He's roll over.
Yes. And I don't get to make all those decisions. And I don't see the bigger picture that he sees because we're not allowed to see that. So I don't get to see that. So sometimes he makes decisions that I may not think are right because I don't have all the information. I think in all reality, he is trying to do what's best for us. I really do. The American people.
I do too.
A recession is defined as a significant and widespread downturn in an economic activity that typically lasts for longer than a few months. Well, we only got a few more for it to show. I know a lot of places are like, well, the gas has gone down. The gas ain't gone down here.
It is here.
Matter of fact, I just looked at one of the gas stations yesterday and it was $4.29 for unleaded.
Golly.
Diesel was $3.99. That's the first time that I've seen diesel be back down where it was.
Back under gasoline. We haven't seen that since the 90s.
Well,
that was weird.
Well, it used to be that diesel was cheaper.
Always. Diesel was always cheaper than petrol.
Yes. And it seemed, I thought just since Biden hit office is when it kind of did a flip-flop. It was like, fuck, it's like ran the same. I don't understand how that works. I think he's trying to crash the market on purpose. I believe he actually said that we have to crash the market on purpose to get the interest rates down. If we don't get the interest rates down, then nobody's going to be able to buy anything. The part that worries me about that is when interest rates go down, what goes up tremendously. My kids are already having a hard time figuring out how they're going to buy homes.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
How's anybody supposed to buy a home? If you're not already in one, you're going to be, it's going to be hell to pay to try to get in one. I mean, right now we bought our home for $90,000 and it's over 400.
Yeah. Yeah.
For a fucking Cracker Jack box.
Yep. It's crazy.
It is crazy. Shit is just not. And so I think that we're going to see some hard knocks to get through. We're going to have to get to the other side. That's just all there is to it. Just no two ways about it. We're going to have some hard knocks to make things better. And if you think about it, nobody does anything to make sure that it's worse when you get done. So of course, trying to do things to make them better. That's what we have to stay focused on, but it doesn't mean that we don't keep an eye out on what's going on. Let's remember that these are all human beings that, you can't think they're above anything. You have to make sure that you keep people on their toes, including this administration. An average home in the suburbs in New Zealand is $600,000 to $900,000. That's just fucking ludicrous. How are your kids supposed to ever get there, Kai? I mean, unless they're making $1 million a year, I just don't see it.
Wow. That's even crazier than America. I mean, there's homes going for that much, but not the average.
Our
small starter 3-bedroom.
10 acre is $5 million for 10 acres.
Wow.
That's just nuts. The United States is also employing a technical blockade against China, and China is using prime rare earth as a weapon. Well, first of all, I still don't. This is one of the things I think that need to be done immediately, and this is for any foreign entity to get your fucking hands off our land. You don't get to come here. If you are not a U.S. citizen, you do not get to buy land here. That should be a law.
I feel about it. But, I mean, Zelensky's got property in Florida.
Hey, Rooster. We're talking
He's got a mansion in Florida and spends a lot of time there hiding from the war.
Well,
That's not be allowed.
The Chinese have bought land around all of our military bases. If that doesn't make you go, what the fuck? I don't know what's going to. I mean, that should just be number one priority. That should have been the first thing that Trump actually did was, you know what? You're done. You do not own land here no more. Yeah, are we taking it? You bet your sweet ass. Here's $1. There you go. Now get the fuck out and don't come back. You're not welcome.
Yep.
If you are not a citizen of the United States, you do not get to own a fucking rock here. America is the only country in the world that allows foreign citizens to buy its land. It's stupid, and it needs to be changed. I recon the subdivision across from me will be, I reckon this subdivision across from me will easily be $950,000 each.
Wow.
Yeah. It's nuts. It's nuts. These houses right behind us are a little bigger than ours. They're like 1,600 to, I think some of them might be 2,000 square feet. And they run, I think they're running for 650,000 for a 1,600 square foot house. Are you kidding me? That's just crazy. Mind you, their land is where their house is. If they have a yard, it's the size of a postage stamp.
Yeah.
Canada has sold lots of land to the Chinese. Oh. Yeah, well, I know that most countries don't. Most countries will not allow you. The Philippines, you can't buy land from if you're from another country. If you marry somebody, they can buy it, but you have to marry somebody from the Philippines. Another one is it Indonesia? I can't remember.
I have no idea.
There is Chinese police stations too. It's just bullshit. I can't believe we've covered
that. I think we've covered that before. That was wild.
Yeah, that's just nuts.
And they were over here snatching up the Chinese asylum seekers and like incarcerating them in a Chinese jail in America.
Yeah, one of them was set up in New York City. Fuck. That's just crazy. Yeah, more illegal Chinese police stations allegedly operating in the U.S., including Houston.
I was thinking Houston was the one that we covered, I believe. I was thinking it was in Texas.
That's crazy.
Like, how are y'all running a whole police station on our immigrants? Like, how does that? Wow.
So somebody uncovered more than 100 secret overseas Chinese police stations, including in the U.S. And see, that's what I mean. I don't understand why we just let this shit go. It just blows me away.
The U.S. House introduces bill to disseminate China's secret police stations on American soil.
But they didn't.
Maybe it wasn't the I did it with. I thought it was you, but we had talked about it. Then they went in and cracked the whole jello and arrested everybody. Like, what? Y'all can't do that. You don't have the jurisdiction to run your own police department according to China laws. And you're out here arresting Chinese immigrants according to Chinese law. In America, you can't do it. They arrested them.
So, secret Chinese police station exist in the U.S. allegedly to prosecute fraud or assist with administrative tasks. Contact local law enforcement if you suspect one.
Yeah, they were primarily brought over here as to control their, the immigrants, the Chinese immigrants that came over here. Like, if they didn't follow Chinese law, they were incarcerating them over here. It was weird.
Well, it's time to change the law and stop people from buying, and then it's also time to make it to where even right now they lose their land. Like, and I don't give a shit if it's for 5 cents. I don't care. You shouldn't have been buying land in our country. I don't care. You just shouldn't have done it. Sorry. I mean, I don't understand why you would do it if you weren't a citizen here. Why would you even bother? There is a young white girl that posted a picture of an Uber driver with a sad emoji face. It was a red dot Pedgier driver, however you say that word. They attacked her, doxed her, and made her lose her job. They hate ethic. Yeah, I know. Useless information for you. I just went to my channel from here, and it shows me every comment I've ever made and whose channel I've commented on. Oh, wow. What does the U.S. own in China? I don't believe anything. Oh, well, we probably own a virus from there, I'm sure. Good night, crazy. See you later. The U.S. has taken an increasingly tough stance on Chinese espionage. Yeah, I know. Damn. But who knows? Maybe that's something else Trump will work on, is getting these guys. Because I know he's already talked about it. I know too, Gigi. That's why I treat them the way I do. Fucking rooster. Oh, yes. I suppose I should get off here and get something done for the day.
Yeah, me too. I guess.
Bad as I hate to. I don't really want to do anything, and if I sit on here, it's an excuse not to do anything, but then I'm really pissy later when I didn't get anything done.
I'm curious. Towards everybody else.
Exactly. And then they'll blame it on me. Fucking Gigi. Should have just shut off the goddamn live. I would have got shit done today.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, we've had a few of them leave. They're about done. We got like 12 sitting here. I think they're all ready to go get on with their day too.
Yep. I hear you.
Alrighty. Well, you have an awesome rest of your Friday, Mouse.
You too.
Do you have anything coming up? Do you have anything else coming up?
No, not today. No.
I know you got that music channel you'll be pushing here pretty soon, Steve.
Oh, yes. We've got Steve's channel coming up. We haven't quite got our first show lined up yet, but we're working on it. Getting sound down, getting some music lined up.
Yeah, we should put his link in chat so that everybody, you can do it afterwards, but that way everybody can sub up to him. Y'all go sub up to Steve's channel. He's a really nice guy. He's a no drama type of dude. It's all going to be about music, nothing about nothing else. So I'm in the art. I don't want to bore you with details, but Dyson ball cleaner is misleading fraud. Oh, Andy, you're so funny. I don't even know how Gigi puts up with your shit. Andy's wife, name's Gigi. I don't know how she puts up with your shit. You're as bad as me. You're awful. Okay, there's Steve's link. So y'all sub up to Steve. He's a super cool guy. I think he has something posted there, but he doesn't have a lot posted there yet. He's just starting out. But Mouse will be promoting him and getting his channel moving. So make sure
y'all go sub up and listen to some good music. Well, you know.
All righty. I guess that's good. I will see you guys here on Tuesday or in the YouTube streets, I'm sure. Somewhere around where, you know. Or if I get, froggy and decide to do a pop-up, which I don't usually, but you never know. I've been getting all cocky with Elon and his shit, so it could happen.
It could happen.
Wanda says she plays with Chinese balls. Oh, you lie.
Okay.
They play music. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mouse.
All right.
Great weekend.
Goodbye, everybody. Hit that end button.
Okay. I'm hitting it. Rooster. Rick is streaming now on Twitter. Go over to his Twitter account, Rick Gore, or I don't know, it's the Horsey channel or something. But if you can't find it, go to mine, Gutter's Pub on Twitter, and you can find him from there. Alrighty? And he does still stream Horsey channel on Sunday morning sometimes, so. But his gun channel's over on Twitter. Okay, now I'm doing it. I swear, right now, Flatty. Goodbye, y'all.
News bulletin. Step right up, got tickets on sale. In today's episode, trains coming off the rails. Watch it all burn from the screen on your phone. But don't you worry about it, you're safe at home. Every talking head will tell you everything's fine. It's the blind leading the blind. Yeah, it's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through hoops. Y'all wish that I was lying, but you know that is the truth. Get your popcorn ready and pour you something strong. If the world's still spinning, the shit show goes on. Well, the world's strongest man just dropped the ball, and the tent's caving in from the weight of it all. Yeah, the lion's at the cage, puppets in a rage, and the ringleader's on parade. It's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through hoops. Y'all wish that I was lying, but you know that is the truth. Get your popcorn ready and pour you something strong. If the world's still spinning, the shit show goes on.
Come on! Witness the greatest show on earth! Restore the flame!
It's a circus out here, we're wobbling on a wire. There's a lady with a beard, clowns juggling fire. Elephants and donkeys got us jumping through hoops. Y'all wish that I was lying, but you know that is the truth. Get your popcorn ready and pour you something strong.